of the year for the Raiders. Let's go. And then let's just... Let's freaking go. Let's go. How's it going, everybody? Last live stream for the regular season for the Raiders. This is incredibly disappointing, but at least there's a story here. There's something to look out for, which is whether or not Antonio Pierce will keep his job as the Raiders coach. I'm going to give my prediction throughout this stream. Shout out to John Raiders Snake in the chat. Shout out to everybody hanging out. And so we heard a report earlier by not Tom Pelissero, I believe it was Mike Garofalo, stating that Antonio Pierce could still retain this job with a win today. And I actually think there is some validity to this, given the fact that because the Raiders don't have a Drake May, Caleb Williams, it's not that attractive of a job right now. Right. And considering the fact that it doesn't seem like they're going to be picking up high in the draft. So, you know, you might as well just run it back with Antonio Pierce. And I think that's some of the logic here. So I'm going to share some of the stuff with you guys in just 1 second. But the Panthers right now about to beat the Atlanta Falcons. Bryce Young, give a shout out to, I mean, we slept on Bryce Young. Everybody slept on Bryce Young. Maybe we got to freaking, we got to hit him up. We got to hit him up, right? Raiders fans, you down? Bryce? Who knows? Anyways, I'm still working on pulling this up right now. Sorry, I am just just a complete, just a complete mess today. Hopefully the Raiders are not as big of a mess as I am right now trying to pull this up for you here right now. Let's go Panthers. And if you did not see Saints, that was a complete disaster in the second half. They were clicking, they were moving, and then they just gifted the win, gifted it to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, so here we go. We're making progress here, figuring this thing out. Sorry about being a little behind the scenes here. A little bit of pride. I am just here we go. Complete mess. So this section, Mike Garofalo.
And he's been involved in meetings with coaches, so that's not usually what you. His choice of sets. Those folks are to the Las Vegas Raiders.
All right,
now
here we
with
go.
Tom Brady involved, and I know a lot of folks think it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to make a coaching change, but those folks are on the outside. And on the inside of the building, it sounds like there's a lot of optimism that Antonio Pierce will continue as the head coach of the Raiders. A
lot of optimism that Antonio Pierce will continue as head coach of the Raiders. So that's huge, dude. I mean, I don't want to be overly negative because obviously if you have a high quality head coach, very big resume like a Harbaugh, who we're going to see today, Jim Harbaugh with the Chargers, you got a better shot. You got a better shot at making the playoffs, all these things. At the same time, are you going to attract Mike Vrabel to this job, or is he going to maybe prefer to go with the Jets? Is he going to prefer to go with the New England Patriots? If that opens up, that could open up. Who knows? Would he prefer to obviously be with the Chicago Bears? Is it just Ben Johnson for the Chicago Bears? Is that all they're looking into? I think if the Raiders feel like they can't get somebody like Vrabel, somebody like Ben Johnson, and if you're too afraid to run it back with John Gruden, obviously, because essentially Mark Davis caved to what the commissioner wanted and forced John Gruden to resign. That's essentially what happened at the end of the day, and he settled. Then really there's not many great head coaching candidates that have been successful and have head coaching experience. You're basically relying on hiring either Cliff Kingsbury if he's open to running your team. And if you're Cliff Kingsbury, do you really want to be a head coach with a team that doesn't have a stable quarterback situation right now? Is that really what you want to do? Or would you want to go in year 2 with Jaden Daniels and maybe get a Super Bowl ring to build your resume even more? And maybe the Raiders do find a quarterback somewhere next year. Just seems tough. Just seems really tough, and a tough sell, I think, to other coaches, other people who are looking for a team to coach.
Mark Davis charged him with winning down the stretch. Said, don't even worry about draft position, nothing like that. Just win, baby. One might even say. And Pierce has done that 2 in a row, potentially 3 in a row if he can close it out today with a win over the Chargers, who are going to give it their all. They're not resting guys. They've got to win this one for seeding purposes. So we'll reconvene on this one on Monday. But I know that Davis has
okay, I still think the Chargers, they could say they're not going to rest guys. I don't think they're going to go hard. Seeding purposes, okay, they've already clinched the wild card, and they're not going to win the division, so it's going to be very difficult for them to have home field advantage anyways. People who, sorry, I haven't been in this camera angle in a while. People who win the division get home field advantage, right, over teams that didn't, unless you're the number 1 seed. So I don't see what incentive the Chargers have right now to play Justin Herbert super hard. I get the argument that you want to keep your guys fresh, right? You don't want to take too much time off, especially if you got to play the playoffs next week, which the Chargers do. But it just, one injury could ruin anything. Like if Herbert takes a nasty hit, knock on wood. I like Justin Herbert coming out of Oregon Ducks, thought he was really good. Khalil Mack, if he gets hurt, that's going to make your team worse. So I don't see where the game's starting right now. We're going to do some play-by-play. I don't see the incentive they necessarily have to go super hard. Now, Pierce, if he's keeping the job, you want to win as many games as possible and build some momentum. So I get that. And the Jets with Aaron Rodgers, the final game. Dude, are you serious? Okay, so, Seahawks and Rams. That's a really good game, too. I'm going to do the multi-view, check out all these games right here, right now. Thank you guys for hanging out. Aiden O'Connell with the football. And the Raiders start on 1st and 10. First drive, first play of the game of the final game of the regular season. And a pitch to Madison. And modest gain of about a yard. Meanwhile, the Carolina Panthers, and I don't even see the score. I could just tell by the facial expressions. They beat the Atlanta Falcons. Bryce Young is making a comeback, and he just beat the Atlanta Falcons. We got to be nice to Bryce. Everybody called him short, but now he's balling the fuck out. Okay, 2nd and 8 for the Raiders here. Let me know if my audio is good. Everything's working out. Aiden O'Connell under center. 2nd and 8 here. Play action. A little high throw, but nothing there for Michael Mayer. So it's going to be 3rd and long already for the Raiders here. Chargers defense is playing hard. They're clamping down. So not only does it make sense, when it comes to the Raiders, it's basically about head coach, quarterback. And oddly enough, I think where I'm going right now, what I would have to guess, I think both the head coach is coming back, Antonio Pierce and Aiden O'Connell. 3rd and 8. O'Connell on 3rd down checks it down. And Madison tries to fight, but going to be short of the 1st down for sure. About 4th and 2 now. I think there is an argument to even just bring both back because I don't see the Raiders in the draft. They're picking at pick number 8 right now. Maybe can get a little higher, to closer to number 1 with a loss here, but not really. There's going to be a good set amount of teams in front of you regardless. So I don't see them drafting any of the top quarterbacks. And I also don't feel like any of these top quarterbacks in this draft, the hype is not there. There's just not that much hype. It just seemed like there were so many guys. And think about it, the combine is already, in a few weeks? 3 weeks away. 3 weeks away. You got the combine already. So it doesn't even feel like the same hype as the CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson draft. And especially last year with the Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. So they got the punt. The Chargers take over. So, yeah, I mean, I would predict that the Raiders, and then also with this roster, do you really want to spend a shitload of money on any of these free agent QBs? Do you really want to just spend a bunch of money on Sam Darnold? Not really have a superstar wide receiver like number 1. Like I know Brock Bowers, he's still a tight end. Jacoby Myers is, getting up there, and he's not exactly like an elite. He's a great wide receiver, but he's not exactly like the young up-and-coming elite wide receivers that a lot of these teams need to be competitive. So I don't know. And plus, I think the Minnesota Vikings bring back Sam Darnold for sure. All right, so they're showing the playoff picture. Aaron Rodgers, by the way, is starting his first drive of potentially the last game of his career. A-Rod, I was rooting for him this year. I wanted to see him prove all the people wrong, all the doubters. I wanted him to go out on top. And he's always been my favorite over Brady. But injuries, man, it just didn't add up. So here we go. 2nd down for the Chargers. Modest gain for Quentin Johnson. Now a 3rd and 1 for the Chargers. Sorry about that. It was kind of not. I got a little distracted by the Aaron Rodgers. Speaking of the Chargers, though, I believe the Chargers had their ideal season in year 1 with Jim Harbaugh. 21 touchdowns, 3 picks for Justin Herbert. The first half of the year, they ran the football a lot. Justin Herbert had 150 yards per game. People were shocked. But it's worked out. They made the playoffs. 3rd and 1. Under center and a handoff to the fullback here, but he is stuffed by Robert Spillane and the Raiders defense. So now it's going to be 4th and 1. Chargers at their own 30. I don't think they're going for it. I don't think so. So Hey, and speaking of, ooh, did Aaron Rodgers throw a pick? See, this multi-game, it never works out. Did Aaron Rodgers throw a pick? Do you guys know? I just saw him looking upset. Now the Dolphins have the football. All right, so 4th and 1, Chargers are punting. So, okay, yeah, Trey Tucker's going to return, but also about the Chargers. Look, he clinched the playoffs. My whole thing is, are the Chargers going to face the Bengals or the Broncos in the playoffs? If the Broncos lose, then the Bengals get in instead, if I'm not mistaken. And Chargers, I do not, like, Chargers are doing a good job this year. Your wife is making you shut off this feed. Okay. I'll stop being as annoying for your wife so she doesn't shut off the feed. Yeah, I definitely think if I am the Chargers, I'd feel much more comfortable in the playoffs facing the Broncos than the Bengals. The Bengals look like the best offense in the world. It's just the whole team can't come together for some reason, especially on the defensive side. But even then, you got Trey Hendrickson, a lot of good pass rushers. So, whew, if I was the Chargers, I would be begging for the Broncos to beat the Chiefs, which they have the lead right now. Chargers versus Ravens or Houston? It's already settled, no matter what. But then even eventually, though, because although, so then in some ways, maybe you do want the Bengals to get in if you're the Chargers, because you would want to see the Bengals knock out one of these other juggernaut teams so you don't have to face them, whether it be the Ravens, Bills, or Chiefs. All right, so commercial break for the game. The Dolphins going to go up 3 against the Jets. Then you have the Rams versus Seahawks. Consequential game in the NFC West there. Both of those teams, surprising. You thought it was just going to be the Niners show again. Oh yeah, I was watching that last night. The Dolphins have to lose too. And the Dolphins are not starting Tua right now, they're not starting Tua right now against the Jets. So, and I think the Jets emotionally want to play harder for Rodgers on his final game. At least Devontae does, for sure. We know that for sure. And that is why I'm wearing the Devontae Adams jersey today, because I knew Jets game would be on at the same time. And Devontae has been the player of the year for the Raiders. And in terms of storylines, he's given us the most storylines in 2024. Happy New Year to you guys, and Happy New Year to Devontae Adams too. And I hope it all works out. I hope he comes back. Bring his, like, I like good players. I do not care what happens in the past. Bring his ass back. Bring him back. 1st and 10 for Aiden O'Connell. Play action. And a high throw to Brock Bowers. He would have been open on it. Appears like a crossing pattern. Now it's incomplete. But yeah. Geno Smith getting sacked by the Rams. I think the Rams are going to win this game. I think the Rams are the best NFC West team. Look, I think Antonio Pierce is the best. I don't think the Raiders could find an upgrade that they would do. I mean, okay, 2nd and 10. Handoff, few yard gain. If the Raiders can't attract, the Raiders are not going to hire John Gruden, who's the most qualified head coach out there, straight up. If it wasn't just the commissioner being, having a personal vendetta against him, he's the most qualified, straight up. But the Raiders aren't going to hire John Gruden, especially with Tom Brady running things. And so if you're not going to do that, you're probably not going to get Ben Johnson, probably not going to get Mike Vrabel. Going to be hard to attract those guys without a quarterback, especially if the Patriots are looking for a head coach. They got Drake May. So you're kind of screwed. Unless you want Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, I would take him. But other than that, there's not a significant upgrade over Antonio Pierce available. That would actually join the Raiders and that the Raiders would actually do. So a timeout by the Chargers on 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 and a timeout for the Chargers here. I mean, Antonio Pierce has actually won a Super Bowl as a player. That's more than other coaches. Some coaches haven't won a Super Bowl as a player or a head coach. Antonio Pierce at least has a ring as a player, so you got to give him that. Okay, third and 8 here. So give him some credit as a player. Aaron Rodgers smelling bath salts right now. They showed him on the sideline. 3rd and 8 for O'Connell, though, and the Raiders slant pattern complete, but only a 5-yard gain. And that's not going to make Raiders fans happy. Seeing 2 stalled drives for O'Connell when people are thinking about him being the quarterback for the entire year, if you can't attract one in free agency or the draft. 1 second right here. They're not going to go for it. Seems like they're about to punt. Good punt. Good punt. We had a good punt against the Chargers. At least we had that. That's more than nothing. That's more than nothing. So commercial break here. But we do have Aaron Rodgers on the field. We got Carson Wentz starting for the Chiefs. Former MVP, man, for the Eagles. Ooh, and a flea flicker with Devontae and Aaron Rodgers. And he throws it back to Devontae. Devontae gets blasted. Oh my God, incomplete, but wow. That was a funny play. I don't know if you guys are also watching multi-view of all these games at once, but Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers, hilarious flea flicker. That failed miserably, really. That's definitely going to go. Unfortunately, they're going to use it to roast Aaron Rodgers. They're going to use that clip of that play that just happened there. So, commercial break. And by the way, the opponents are being shaken out right now. So, we actually should be able, while we're on commercial break, to see the opponents that the Raiders will face in 2025. And other teams, too, around the league. All right, is this the right one? Cool. Okay, oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. Let me... All right, here we go. I'm getting this thing looking a little more snazzy, like we deserve. I was trying to find the Raiders' opponents, but in 2025, looks like they have it here. All right, so games coming back on. Cowboys next year, that should be interesting. Jags and Titans, those should be easier teams to play. And then Texans, that's going to be tough. But Colts, vulnerable. Ooh, Eagles and Commanders. Ooh, and a long play on first down for the Chargers to Quentin Johnson. All right, game got backed on, and I got a little sidetracked there. But, hey, we're ready to go now. Huge completion to Quentin Johnson. He's been dropping the ball a lot. Shout out to Mr. Wombat. Appreciate you.
Mr. Wombat, $25. Wi-Fi live stream. Let's go. Happy New Year to you too and the rest of the nation tuned in. Question: who do you think is the most realistic coaching option for the Raiders next season?
Appreciate you, Mr. Wombat, sending some love, helping out the stream. First down, the Chargers run the football from Modest Gain at midfield. But yeah, let's talk about it. I mean, I was talking about it earlier. I think outside outside, I think the most likely option is Antonio Pierce coming back for year 2. And I know people don't want to hear that because, people like change. It's exciting. But I don't see them bringing another big candidate in.
If Pierce is back next year, what do you think about Scott Turner as OC?
Scott Turner as offensive coordinator is the question afterwards. So if they don't, so 2nd and 8 here for the Chargers. Justin Herbert making an adjustment here. And we'll talk about these things in just a second. Appreciate you guys helping out the stream. And a handoff and wide open. Dobbins, who was on injury with the Chargers, getting more than a first down. So Chargers look like they're marching on the Raiders side of the field right now after 2 stalled drives for the Raiders. So, outside of Antonio Pierce, I don't really know where Brady would go. You would have to say Vrabel, and that's only if maybe the Bears reject Vrabel. If the Bears reject Vrabel, go for Ben Johnson, and the Patriots keep Mayo and they don't decide to get Vrabel, then Vrabel could go to the Raiders. However, I don't know if that's going to happen. 1st and 10, handoff to the back here. Haskins, about a 5-yard gain for the Chargers. 2nd and 5 now. I don't think it's going to shake out that way, but that is the only way I see Pierce not being the coach. Because other than that, it's not like the Raiders are going to be able to attract Ben Johnson, especially if he has the Bears wanting him. That's going to be a tough sell. So, I don't know. Or even the Jags. Like, if the Jags opens up, if I was Ben Johnson, I would go to the Jags, try to make Trevor Lawrence work out. 2nd and 6 for the Chargers. And modest gain there, only a few yards. And a little teabagging on Quentin Johnson. I think Jack Jones just teabagged this guy. We're getting a little PG-13 on Sunday afternoon football. And in terms of Scott Turner as offensive coordinator, I don't think he's done anything so impressive to where you don't look. So I think the Raiders should still weigh their options. And if the Saints get a new coaching staff, I think the Raiders should grab Clint Kubiak as offensive coordinator if they don't bring him back.
George Rain of $4.99. Do you like Justin Fields or is Zach better? Are there any college coaches you like?
So 3rd and 4. Herbert with pressure, and he is sacked. And in a drive that was promising for the Chargers that started out with a huge, deep throw has blown up in their face in Allegiant Stadium is wild as Jim Harbaugh sits with a 4th and 13, and they're playing their starters. This could be really good for Pierce.
To catch up with you all on
John Raider Snake.
Miss this. Miss our awesome Raider fan here. A big shout out to you all.
Appreciate you, John Raider Snake, and we'll be doing more lives, man. We're going to be doing more, especially with free agency, with the coaching changes heating up. More breaking news is going to be happening. And obviously the draft coming up. And then, honestly, preseason comes right away. So there we go. Punt there, and the Raiders get the ball back. And muffed kind of punt here. A little confusion. Flags thrown. We'll see what's going on in a second. But appreciate you, John Raider. Appreciate all you guys. And yeah, so I think Vrabel is the only realistic option outside of Pierce. If they don't bring back Antonio Pierce. And in terms of offensive coordinator, there's been a couple questions about offensive coordinator. I mean, maybe they do like Scott Turner. Maybe they do like having Norv Turner around. I mean, it has gotten better. And they don't have like elite talent to work with necessarily compared to some of these other teams. So they're trying to figure out this punt, but I think you got to weigh your options. And in terms of Mary Reina, I mean, Justin Fields won some games earlier this year with Pittsburgh, right? I don't think he's a better passer than Russell Wilson, but you definitely could win with him. You just have to utilize his traits. And I felt like they ran the ball a lot with Justin Fields, the Steelers early on with Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator. And he used Justin Fields to run the football, and I thought it was good. You just have to have a good defense at the same time. So, I mean, look, I think you got to weigh all your options. I don't think Aiden O'Connell's proven anything yet. I think he's had some better success than Gardner Minshew. I think he's proven that he should be in the NFL. I think that's what Aiden O'Connell's proven. But I don't think he's proven he should be like a starting quarterback or a franchise quarterback, obviously. So you would have to just weigh. You still have to weigh every option. But he has proven that he should be like always at least a number 2 option for a team for the foreseeable future for a long time. I think that's what's going to happen. And that was kind of his mock coming out of the draft, Aiden O'Connell. It was, that's what all these little websites would say, would compare him to Brian Hoyer, actually, who did have a long career. Not a flashy career, but a very long career. Appreciate you guys, man. They're still figuring out what has happened on this punt. It's confusing what exactly happened here. It bounced, hit a player while he was on the goal line. It's very confusing, and it's just like, you know what? I just want to know the answer. How are you guys going to sort this out? Who freaking cares what happens? It is not a very consequential game. Just give the Raiders the football at the 20 and let's go. Okay, 10 yards. We're playing 4th down. Shout out to Timberline. 3 years in the Wi-Fi Nation, dude. Man, it has been that long. That is crazy. Huh. Time flies by. That is pretty crazy that I've been doing these streams for that long. But appreciate you guys. And I am glad that, you know what? There does at least appear to be a possibility to win this freaking game. Rather than it being a blowout quickly, which some games did feel that way. I'm on very little sleep as well, as some of you could probably tell. All right, so 4th and 4, they're going to punt it again. Oh, now they're going to attempt a field goal. So it's a legal block in the back penalty against the Raiders, and because it happened at this particular moment, the Chargers get 10 plus yards via penalty. So that is kind of shitty. Because it definitely helps them when they're about to punt. Now they're able to kick a field goal and potentially get the first points of the game. And a missed field goal for Cameron Dicker. Oh my God, Cameron Dicker. Missed it. Oh man, I gotta make this video as soon as this stream's over about some stuff. Wow. Diana Rossini talking about how NFL owners flip-flop on their decisions when it comes to this shit. When it comes to this shit regarding choosing these new head coaches, man. So people have been according to her, people have been so we're on a commercial break right now, obviously. People have been flip-flopping, according to her. So can I wonder if I could have somebody just read this out. Okay, it's really surprising how often NFL owners flip-flop on their decisions around this time of the year. You'd think they'd have a clear plan heading into the offseason, but the coaching carousel always brings out the indecision. So some people must have said they weren't going to fire, said they were going to fire, now they're backtracking. Oh, yeah. So they're showing this Jets play. Let me make sure my connection's good. Oh, cool. We have a really good connection. Shout out. Shout out to all the technology that makes that happen. But this play was absolutely hilarious. So Rodgers does play action and then reverses it to Devontae. And then Devontae throws it back to Rodgers. And then this is already like a very long play. And this is when I was like, all right, this is just stupid. This is just messing around on Rodgers' last game, potentially. And then he scrambles, throws it back to Devontae. And ooh, he got blasted there. Gee golly. That's if there's a such thing as a hospital ball. I mean, isn't that a hospital ball? Balls. I felt bad for Devontae there. I was like, dude, the hell is going on? All right, game's coming back on. He got blasted. All right, 1st and 10. And quick throw by O'Connell to Jacoby Myers. And this is a big opportunity because when you think about it, the Chargers have missed out on their opportunities to score some points. So Jacoby Myers and a QB sneak. So good catch by Jacoby Myers, and that's one thing too, man. I think the Raiders do have decent pass catchers. I mean, they still don't have that, anybody that's like a Jamar Chase or Devontae Adams at wide receiver. I guess Brock Bowers could be that guy, but yeah, I mean, I feel like they got good pass catchers where people do make some spectacular catches every single game. 1st and 10. Play action. Chargers don't have any good pass catchers. Oh, and a big connection to Jacoby Myers again. 15 yards, and him and Aiden O'Connell are clicking on this drive with less than 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Now, I mean, whoa. So much attention is focused on Brock Bowers. You got Jacoby Myers getting open. This is what I'm talking about, dude. I think maybe running it back with O'Connell might just be it's an easy decision, and it might not be horrible. I think you can make it worse. At the same time, it's all about what you can attract, though, to your team. Do I think that Shador Sanders or Cam Ward or any of these people are going to be immediately better than somebody like Aiden O'Connell? Maybe Cam Ward. I mean, yeah, but you're not going to be able to get him based on where you're at in the draft. So if he is that guy, because then other GMs are going to know this, they might have to run it back with O'Connell. He's looking good on this drive, 2nd and 4. Even though he had 2 bad drives earlier and we were all against him, now we're on the O'Connell hype train. 2nd and 4, pump fake, throws it away, trying to set up a screen. It's going to be 3rd and 4, but hey, he played it smart. I like that. No big mistakes. I kind of like what I mean, this is the Raiders are on a win streak, right? But they've played a bunch of bad teams. Saints were a disaster last week. Jags were a disaster. This is the first good team that they're playing, so this is really the biggest evaluator. And so far defensively, doing a great job. 3rd and 4. In the red zone now, though, and a critical 3rd down. Touchdown could change lives here. And he throws it deep to Brock Bowers and just doesn't connect. No. Oh, slightly. I don't know if the route was wrong. I don't know if he threw it a little too deep on the outside. But, man, that was there. Brock Bowers. When you got Brock Bowers one-on-one, blazing. And O'Connell. I don't know. Is it the ball tracking or the ball placement? I mean, it's hard to figure that out right now. Oh, dude. Did you see that fan trolling the Jets right now? Oh, my God. All right, so field goal attempt now. And the Raiders get the first points of the day. Easy field goal, but hey, I think a touchdown there. I think a touchdown there would have just given more confidence overall. I think that was a really big opportunity. They haven't had that opportunity all game, and they really blew it there, honestly. But at least they got some points. But that could have been a game-changing touchdown if they would have connected to that Brock Bowers thing. That could have been not only game-changing, I think that could have changed the offseason. I think that would have changed what Mark Davis is thinking right now about what the hell we need to do. I mean, it sounds stupid, but people, like, even billionaires like Mark Davis are emotional. And this shit does affect them. You think he wants to be sitting there with any chick that he's with. I hope they show Mark Davis sitting next to a chick again during the game. That's what I want to see. That is so hilarious whenever they do that. Let me see if I do I have the do I have the old one? I might have the old one. All right, so commercial break right now. Seahawks got the lead over Jeez, I can't find it now. Okay. I'll find it. Oh, and yes. Here we go. We got to see if this is happening again. Is this going to happen again today? Mark Davis contemplating what decision should he make? Should he keep Pierce? Should he roll with O'Connell? Should he mix it up? Should he just fucking grow some balls and bring back John Gruden? Is that what he should do? I don't know. This is absolutely hilarious. So we'll see if this happens today at this game. That was, which game was that? That was against the Falcons. That was the Falcons game. I gotta switch this chair, dude. This chair is not comfortable right now. Oh, dude, that feels so much better. Oh, yeah. All right, so I wonder if I should be giving you guys the little box. All right, so kickoff is happening right now. Okay. And Broncos got the lead over the Chiefs, and Chiefs probably aren't going to need to win this game. They're not going to try to win this game. So it looks like Bengals will miss the playoffs. Sucks for them. They'll definitely miss the playoffs now. Oof, but the Broncos are dealing with injuries. So isn't that nice that for us Raiders fans, we get to watch the Chiefs lose like what, one game, and Chargers make the playoffs, and now we get to watch the Broncos make this. So we get to watch every other team in our division have their quarterback and make the playoffs. I just love being a Raiders fan. 1st and 10, handoff, 4-yard gain. Well, what a great play. It's going to be a fun playoff. We could watch all these teams dance around on prime time. Every other team in our division. It's perfectly fine. All right, so here we go. 2nd and 7. Wide open, Ladd McConkey on a post route, and he turns on the Jets. And Ladd McConkey for the Chargers gets down to the Raiders' 20-yard line, and that might be the biggest reception of the entire game. That might be the biggest one of the game. Wow, that was huge. So the Chargers, they just need receivers. Ladd McConkey is their only receiver. Obviously, he's not. He looked really fast there. He was way faster than I thought he was. A pitch, and now tackled for a loss of 2. But Chargers seem like they mainly just need to fix that and maybe make a decision on Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack, find another edge rusher. But they got a pretty good setup. I think they're going to have to also look at corner. Maybe, I don't know how healthy these running backs are that the Chargers have too. J.K. Dobbins dealt with injuries. Now you got Gus Edwards injured. They're probably going to have to look at running back. So that's kind of a good place to be, because you could find receivers and running backs later on in the draft. There's always those guys who emerge. 2nd and 12. And quick throw to McConkey. Breaks the tackle. This guy's playing hard. But going to be 3rd and long for the Chargers nonetheless. AFC West is still the toughest. I thought it was going to be AFC North, but AFC West came up this year. And even the Raiders, like the Raiders proved throughout these past 3 games that they were close. I mean, when they lost to the Panthers, when they're losing all these games in a row, the 10-game losing streak, there was a moment where it was like the Raiders are the worst team. 3rd and 5. And thrown a little outside, incomplete. But on that 10-game losing streak, or was it 11? I think I'm misremembering now. It did feel like, it did seem objective that the Raiders were the worst team in the NFL. But since they've won over these past few games, and now they've been competitive in games too against the Chiefs and now against the Chargers. It does kind of build the resume for either O'Connell or Pierce. Who knows? But 4th and 5, and Cameron Dicker with the field goal. Yeah, but Minshew's never looked this bad in his career. So my whole thing is, why is Gardner Minshew? Why is he this bad? Was it just Luke Getsy? I mean, there's never going to be one thing, right? Like that, the problem, but they at least have a chance now when they didn't have a chance in many of these games now that they switched the QB and the coordinator. So 3-3. Got the kickoff. Just a quarter down. Could they respond here? So we also have another game that I'm not paying attention to, but I am interested in, is 49ers versus Cardinals. It's tied at 3. Just curious what these scores are. So we're commercial break right now. We know what happened earlier. Commanders beating the Cowboys. Colts winning in overtime. That's good because Shane Steichen did seem like he was on the hot seat there. The Bengals won last night, but it seems like if the Broncos continue to win here, that's going to ruin the Bengals' hopes for the future. The Bears shocking the world, upsetting the Green Bay Packers. I saw the cameras pointed at Josh Jacobs. I'm wondering, did something happen there? I see he's not leading in rushing yards. I didn't get to watch that game live. But Josh Jacobs only 6 carries. Seems like an injury happened to Josh Jacobs. That's not good. All right, 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Aiden O'Connell hands it off. And Madison with a big-time second effort, getting a first down. And we got the end of the first quarter now. Ooh, he's not good. All right, so what happened with the Josh Jacobs here? Oh, he rested himself because they already made the playoffs. Oh, I forgot. So the Bears win against the Packers is kind of misleading. Because I remember that Jacobs was talking about that in the press conference, that he doesn't think he's gonna get a lot of carries. But Caleb Williams with the dub. Yeah, I think this is easier for me to hear shit and control it. Bro. Where the heck is my huh. Okay.
There, clock it, and then put it through the upright, and that's what happened.
For the touchdown.
I freaking hate this Burger King commercial, dude. It's like they play it too much.
We live and die by two. We gave y'all a heart attack, but we pulled it through. We love y'all.
Oh, that is so cheesy. The dude does like a little poem. You live and die by the two, and we gave you a heart attack and something too, blah, blah, blah. Jeez, man. We can't be that cheesy over here, man. We got grown-ups.
Yo.
We got grown-ups.
We live and die by two. We gave y'all a heart attack, but we pulled it through.
All right, it's my bad. I fixed the sound, so that was a little loud, but whatever. So Jerry Jones, when did he say that? Jerry Jones said he's going to stay as general manager? All right, so we still got commercial break for the Raiders game. Oh, so the Patriots, because they won with Joe Milton, by the way. What do we think about? I mean, I would trade for Joe Milton. Why has nobody asked about that? That's what I would do 100%. Trade for Joe the Schmo Milton. Everybody's making fun of this play. This play was silly. All right, game's back on. Aiden O'Connell looking deep and finds Jacoby Myers for a big gain. But a flag could ruin it all. Okay, penalty was on the Chargers, so we're good. Big completion for Aiden O'Connell and the Raiders here with Jacoby Myers. There you go. So Pierce did a sideline interview. I think they should get rid of those. Those are too distracting. 1st and 10. Pump fake, looking for the screen, has to throw it away. We got a flag. So let me know in the chat. I want to see it all flying right here. And I want to also test flag on Joey Bosa. Offsides there. Test emojis in the chat. I want to see if these actually are going to pop up. And I also want to know, when it comes to Antonio Pierce, I just want to know based on the chat. Let me know. Do you want to keep Pierce or do you want to fire? Just chat keep or fire. Let me know. I'm wondering just how many people want this to happen. So a 1st and 5 run for Alexander Madison, only about a 3-yard gain there. Great run that happened earlier. I don't think he's doing anything with gambling stuff. Any more than anybody else, if that's a thing. So you got fire, keep. A lot of people say keep. So 2nd and 1. And a QB sneak again. They've called this a couple times. It works for the Raiders. You got a 1st down now. So a lot of people say keep. Yeah, it just depends on what the alternative is. Oh, wow. So Aaron Rodgers being held to a punt again. All right, so 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Shout out to Super Awesome You.
Super Awesome $20. Fire AP. Just not feeling it for our future.
Ooh, just not feeling it. Oh, and then in that moment, there's a huge touchdown. Huge gain here. Jacoby Myers. Wow. There you go. Double move by Jacoby Myers. He's had a great game. Touchdown. And now the Raiders have the lead over the Chargers, baby. And if Antonio Pierce is trying to make a case to keep this damn job, he is doing it today, along with Aiden O'Connell. I mean, they are still playing hard. Obviously, I don't like when people say, oh, they're playing hard, because obviously all these dudes are all trying to get a job. It is a job. Obviously, they're going to play hard. But in terms of just actually being able to win the game, the Chargers are playing their starters. They're trying to win the game. It is impressive. Now, I don't know how hard the Chargers are going. They seem like they were playing hard in the first quarter, because obviously they're already in the playoffs. You don't want to risk injury, but great drive. Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers. I mean, it's not horrible. I think they need another playmaker. They need another playmaker, patch up the O-line. Obviously, they need a lot of pieces on defense, but I think it doesn't look that bad on defense if some of these people are healthy, like Christian Wilkins. But they definitely need another edge. And they got to make some decisions at linebacker. I mean, it's really going to be interesting to see what they do. I have a feeling they're going to just run it back and continue to build to the draft. I don't see them making a huge free agent moves. But I have a feeling that they don't really have. There might not be that other option. But I do think, I don't believe. I do believe at some point, probably next year, they will have to start it over or get maybe a new coach, new QB. I definitely think that change will happen by next year, unless the Raiders really improve next year. But I could see them giving it one more shot. But I still don't like this. I think it's just tough for head coaches with not that much experience. And you really haven't seen any of these coaches work out. I mean, that's why people keep getting fired. Gerard Mayo, it's not working out. People think he's going to get fired. Robert Saleh had some coordinator experience. It was his first time as a head coach with the Jets. He didn't work out. Shout out to Barstow.
$19.99. Who do you think should be
Who
Roy?
do you think?
Bowers has been seriously disrespected by every sports show in the NFL.
We got the
he
bot
should beat
talking.
out Daniels, in my opinion, since Bowers has broken 3 NFL records his rookie year.
I mean, I think it's much harder to do what Brock Bowers has done as offensive rookie of the year, especially without a stable quarterback situation. Although I think it's always going to come down, every award is always going to come down to, is it on a winning team? And there have been times where, certain players seem like they have better numbers than others, and, other people get it just because they're on a winning team, right? Yeah. I think a lot changes because of that. So because Jaden Daniels is on a winning team, I believe he will get it. I mean, the team isn't as good without him, although there's so many factors, right? And it's always going to be quarterback because it's just the most famous position. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think a lot of people, not even Raiders fans, would want it to be Brock Bowers, because it did on draft night. It was kind of like, all right, he's going to be really good, but you got other needs on your team. I don't think you should have just gone for best player available. But now he's proven that he is going to be an elite player for years and years. So it was worth it. It was worth picking Brock Bowers, despite the fact that the Raiders needed a tackle. Maybe should have traded up for a QB. Had all these other, corner was a need too. But still, seems like it was worth it. And that's pretty rare for a rookie, for it to be like that. 1st and 10. And a huge completion to Quentin Johnson, Justin Jefferson, from Quentin Johnson from Justin Herbert, but he got rocked and he is slow to get up. Who laid the hit on him? Robert Spillane laid a nasty hit on Quentin Johnson. Jeez. But appreciate you, Barstow Walker. Appreciate you, super awesome you. And there's some upvotes there on Barstow's comments. I think a lot of people do agree with that. And like I was saying earlier, I don't think it's just Raiders fans. 1st and 10. Handoff for just a few yards. Seems like only 4. And a super awesome use comment. If you look at the chat, You got a lot of upvotes there too. It seems like a lot of people are not down for Antonio Pierce no matter what. And hey, some of these people are the same people who wanted him to get hired. I mean, Devontae Adams definitely had a change of mind, right? So 2nd and 6 for Justin Herbert. And quick throw to his receiver on the outside. Looks like he's got the first down. Wow, Mahomes has such an impressive, I mean, decent stat numbers, but you would just think it's elite because it's Mahomes, but it doesn't have a great touchdown interception ratio. So 3rd and 1 now. Will the Raiders get the stop at the 40-yard line? They got the lead by 7. And now a timeout. I mean, yeah, 3 different QBs, Desmond Ridder. I mean, like, we were reaching for anything. We literally signed a practice squad dude in the middle of the season and had him start games. So that's pretty bad for QB. And QB is the most important position. Doesn't matter, like, you know. So the fact that Bowers had to deal with that is a huge deal. That really is. I think if they do run it back with Antonio Pierce, I think he ain't gonna be yapping like he was last year. That's for sure. Because he was a yap. I was just like, dude, you're telling everybody exactly what you want. Penalty here. Antonio Pierce is irate. And Pierce says that he called a timeout before. So it was about to be 12 men on the field penalty. Pierce said that he called a timeout. And that would have been horrible. It would have literally given up the first down. Pierce is pissed. So this is the first time we've seen him kind of upset and angry at his staff, angry at the refs. This is the angriest I've seen Antonio Pierce on that 3rd and 1. I think it's because he knows he's playing for his job and you got people making boneheaded mistakes, almost giving up a 3rd down, first down for 12 men on the field on defense. That's bad. 3rd and 1. And so yeah, wow. QB sneak. And did the Raiders hold him? Looks like the Raiders did hold the Chargers. It's going to be 4th and inches at the Raiders 37, unless this ref is saying otherwise. From my look, it looked. Yep, it's short. It's short. So the Broncos are destroying the backups of the Chiefs. No shot for the Bengals to make the playoffs now. That sucks because I want to see Joe Burrow in the playoffs. He's beaten Mahomes before in the playoffs. All right, 4th and 1. 4th and 1, Chargers. Are they going to go for it? Another QB sneak, and they get it this time. And they're putting it all on the line with Justin Herbert in a game that they don't necessarily need to win. And now the Chargers center's hurt. You do these aggressive plays. I mean, come on. All right, 1st and 10. 37-yard line. Herbert looks deep. And is there PI? Incomplete. Jack Jones got away with a little grab on the receiver, slowing him down. And it's an incomplete pass. Wow, so Denver's going to make the playoffs. Wow. Okay, and the handoff. So 7-yard gain here. I still. Oh, and so the Rams are going with their backups. Oh yeah, I forgot. Jimmy Garoppolo starting for the Rams. I forgot. Jimmy G, baby. Jimmy G, number 11. Okay. Just threw a high pass that ended in an interception on a screen, but Jimmy G. All right, so 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 for the Chargers. And a pitch here to the back. Wide open lane. Wow. That caught the Raiders off guard there. That's going to be a first down, but there's a flag. Was there a hold? Jimmy G actually turns out it was incomplete, so he's back at it, and Jimmy G just threw a touchdown. All right. Ooh, holding against the Raiders. So that's going to be a first down for the Chargers regardless. Pierce is very upset with the defense. Damn, this is the angriest I've ever seen Antonio Pierce. He is freaking heated. Okay, dude. Like, wow. He just looks so pissed. All right, dude. So freaking Seahawks got to watch out. Jimmy G's still playing for keeps, man. He's still trying to get some wins. All right, so Chargers with a first down inside the 20. And miscommunication to Ladd McConkey. That's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10 now. And Devontae and the Jets. I'm turning my attention to them while the Raiders game's on hold for a little bit. It's a critical 3rd down for the Jets. And Rodgers gets it to Garrett Wilson, and he makes a play. Whew. Garrett, if I'm the Jets, if it's between Rodgers and Garrett Wilson, Garrett Wilson's going to be that guy. Whoa, he just made some good moves. 2nd and 10. And big catch by Quentin Johnson. 2 yards to go for the first down. So Garrett Wilson, though, just looking at the Jets, man, that guy was juking. If the Jets want to trade him, tell the Raiders to hit him up. I don't think they're going to do that, though. Shit. All right, so inside the 5, 3rd. Oh, no. Sorry, not inside the 5. Inside the 10, 3rd and 2 now for the Chargers. Big 3rd down, though, man. And a handoff up the middle. Raiders were looking for an outside run there, it seemed like, and the Chargers get the first down. Aaron Rodgers with the touchdown. Is that Rodgers' 500th touchdown pass? Hold up. Yeah, I think he just got it. Rodgers got the 500th. All right, so a jet sweep for the Chargers at the 7-yard line. No gain, though. Going to be 2nd and goal still. When? They did not fire Mayo. What? The Patriots have fired Gerard Mayo. Breaking news. 2nd and goal for the Chargers right now, but breaking news. All right. We got some videos to make, baby. At the 7-yard line, though, Justin Herbert looks for the end zone. Incomplete. Going to be 3rd and goal. Let me get my scoreboard over here. Just so for those of you. So 3rd and goal for the Raiders now. But this is huge. This is huge, guys. This means that the Patriots believe they can get a good head coach. This believes that they could probably even attract maybe Ben Johnson because they do have that quarterback, Drake May. And Ben Johnson's going to want a young quarterback who's a first-round pick on a rookie contract. This is huge. 3rd and goal, though, for the Chargers. Oh, my God. False start on the Chargers on 3rd and goal. Going to be about 3rd and 10 now. After 24 years of Belichick, New England will be looking for its 3rd head coach in as many seasons. Wow. So what do you guys think? I mean, I think it's Vrabel. I think it's Vrabel going there 100%. Robert Kraft's going to offer him the bag. Whoa. Okay, 3rd and goal. They might get Josh McDaniels, dude. They might. That is a really good point. I was thinking that the other day. They were going to before. 3rd and goal. 12 yards to go. Herbert scrambles to the right, throws on the run, and a touchdown. Beautiful play. Congratulations, Justin Herbert. That is a great throw on the run, but holding on the offense, and it wipes away the touchdown. Oh, Chargers fans are going to be screaming right now as Trey Pipkins is popped for the hold. Okay, exactly. Wide belief that Vrabel's going to get the job. Oh, wow. Dude, is Antonio Pierce going to get fired after the game? Their game just ended. Are all these mother effers about to get fired immediately after the game? I thought we were just going to at least wait till Monday. This is like Jack Del Rio getting fired after the last game of the year. 3rd and goal. Let's turn our attention back to the game and we'll start talking about this. 3rd and goal. Justin Herbert gets the screen to Dobbins. And Dobbins just gets some yardage to make it an easier field goal. So the Raiders are going to have the lead still. That's good for Pierce if you're Pierce. So good job there. Now field goal attempts happening. So Vrabel believed to get the shot at the Patriots job. Gerard Mayo fired after 1 season. Was there any comment? I mean, who made this comment? Who reported it? Who was first to report it? Oh, per multiple reports. The victory cost the Patriots the 1st overall pick in the draft. Dude, did Gerard Mayo get... Okay, so field goal is good for the Chargers. Did Gerard Mayo get fired because he won the game when they wanted him to tank? That's a theory. That's a theory that's not super crazy. Dude, I would be pissed if I was them. Like if they told him to tank and then he didn't do it. But maybe he was thinking, I don't know if you guys have my best interest. You guys might not give a shit what's going to happen to me. You know what I mean? So there's a lot to weigh out there. Let me put this freaking chat behind my face. All right, there's a lot to weigh out there. Oh, dude. Yeah. Jeez. All right. That's a good way to look at it, yeah. Wow. All right, so we're still on commercial break. So now wow. So that is a really good point to bring up. So Lovie Smith, when he was with the Texans and he won, making them lose the #1 pick, he got fired. You know, the former Bears guy, he's floated around college too. And he was the coach for the Texans. I believe he was the interim. Or no, he was the actual coach. It was when they were supposed to get Josh McCown, and then he pulled out or something happened there, and then they got Lovie Smith. Or I think they got popped with a Rooney Rule thing. Some weird thing that happened with the Texans. Devontae Adams are for $7. Oh, $7 Devontae jerseys. Let's go. Are they winning? The Jets are winning right now. They got 1 point above the Dolphins with no Tua. But the Drake May, that is an attractive job. Think about that. You got all that cap, top pick, and you got your quarterback figured out. Plus, you got Joe Milton, which, like, Joe Milton as your backup, I'm down. Shit, I want the Raiders to trade for him now. Call me dumb. I don't care. When he could break tackles the way he was breaking tackles earlier today, whoa. I like Joe Milton, man. I would do Joe Milton. I did make some videos. I think I like my newer videos. My newer videos have been working out. I do need to do more. All right, so game is back on. We're gonna break down this other stuff. 1st and 10 and a handoff here. More is happening with this. Okay, so he's okay. This changes everything, man. So basically, Vrabel is their next coach of the New England Patriots. It's so obvious. Now the Jets and Jets are trying to hire a coach too, and the Patriots, same division, handoff. Tackle for a loss. Going to be about a 3rd and 7 now for the Raiders. So the Jets are currently interviewing people. They interviewed Mike Vrabel. It's going to come down to Jets versus Patriots. If you're Mike Vrabel, where would you go? Jets versus Patriots. Where are you going if you're Vrabel? All right, so 3rd down for the Raiders. Third and 7. Sorry about that. Well, Devontae's making plays right now. But O'Connell drops back to throw, and tight throw, difficult to make, and it looks like an incomplete pass intended for Brock Bowers. They're going to have to punt here, but at least they got the lead. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers is clicking with Devontae, and they're trying to advertise to the Jets, hey, maybe you just run it back again with Devontae and Aaron Rodgers. Doesn't seem like that's going to happen, but they're making a strong case. All right, so Raiders are about to punt on 4th and 7. Man. Oh, yeah, the Titans lost to the Colts, right? Ooh, it's a punt return. Decent gain. Let me see if it updated yet. So Raiders can't even really move up. The highest we can get is 6. Wow. So Cleveland could get Shador. Or Tennessee. Maybe Tennessee goes Cam Ward. Giants are kind of screwed now. The Giants have gone all in, basically, at getting a QB in the draft. Maybe they get Jalen Milroe. Oh, they're going to reach for him. All right, so what else is going on, man? Because there's crazy shit happening. Wow, so they're running it back with the same front office staff, the Patriots. It's just a Gerard Mayo coaching staff change. I got some bad allergies, my bad. So Cliff Kingsbury may not get an opportunity is what we're seeing too. Whew, Patriots. Should the Patriots get Johnny Grew? What do you think? Max Crosby pulling up. Who is Max Crosby with? The first reply, they should trade him. Oh, my God. All right, so waiting for the game to come back on. That's not his mom. No, his mom is not that young. Oh, shut up. Robert Kraft is just such a faker. He always tries to act like he's just has such a great heart. I'm just a billionaire with a big heart. And I get rub and tugs, but there's nothing wrong with that. I have a good heart when I get a rub and tug. And by the way, I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong. You know, I'm not judgmental, but saying that this was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made. To fire Gerard Mayo? You're trying to act like fire Gerard Mayo is a hard decision? I don't know. 1st and 10 with Herbert and a connection here to Quentin Johnson. So they're trying to get Quentin Johnson really involved here. It is not his mom. It is definitely not his mom. I don't think it's his wife. 1st and 10. I think it was just somebody who works for the Raiders who happened to be standing there. And a quick throw, 8 yards. Second and 3 for the Chargers. And there you have it, man. Jim Harbaugh trying to put this game away with a touchdown, which I don't think it puts it away, but given the fact the Raiders started on offense and the fact that you'd have another shot at the start of the half with the ball, I mean, that's huge. 3rd down. Wow, the Raiders just have random dudes on the D-line. The D-line's completely different. No Crosby, no Kuntz, no Wilkins. It's just all these other dudes. Snowden. So 3rd and 3. And quick throw for Herbert. Raiders defense on their heels now, and a 1st down for the Chargers. So what's happening here? Quick throw to McConkey. Wow, Ladd McConkey's having a good game. Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnson. Two-minute warning now. Wow, so Giants head coach looks like he may be fired. Giants fans don't want him. Patriots head coach just got fired. Vrabel's interested in the Patriots vacancy. And he has some quality assistants. Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels. Will McDaniels be the offensive coordinator for the Patriots? That's what we all want to know. Oh, and Richard Sherman's pissed. No one gets much of a chance these days because the NFL is a big charity. Just let even though somebody sucks, you got to give them a chance and give them at least 5 years. Because we're nice in business, you know. We got to be nice. I mean, oh my God. Just get the best coach. If he doesn't work out. I mean, look, they got the money to afford to fire people. So they're going to fire a bunch of people. And these coaches are still paid. These coaches are lucky. They still get paid after getting fired. And the players don't get that. Wow, there has been a one-and-done head coach in each of the last 4 years. Mayo Reich, Lovie Smith, and Nathaniel. Wow. David Coley. I forgot. Whoa. Will Antonio Pierce. I mean, that's what dude, it seems like we're going to find out in the middle of the game. I might have to make a I might have to switch this live to something else. Right? Or am I I mean, I know that is like, I think we're going to find out yes or no right after the game. Because they need to start the search as quickly as possible and be able to. I bet you Antonio Pierce really wants a dub in this game. All right, so we're coming back from commercial break. And I need to get some more food. You know what? I'm going to get some food at halftime. All right, so prepared statement. Dude barely made it to the locker room for the Patriots. They already have a prep statement. All right, so first down for the Chargers. Completion to Quentin Johnson here. George Reyna, I like that. Bring Lane Kiffin back. Redeem the trash experience he gave us when he was first head coach of the Raiders, and bring on Jackson Dart. Trade back. Get him in the late first round so you can still use the 5th-year option. I like Jackson Dart. He has thrown some picks in some of these games these years. He's had some disaster experiences, but sometimes when Jackson Dart has made some picks, I feel like it's mainly been it could be the receivers. You know, you really don't know. So 3rd and 8 for the Chargers. Big third down for the Chargers. 3rd and 8. Minute 20 and counting. That clock is melting. Herbert, what's the strategy here? Third and 8. And is it a Chargers timeout? Ooh. So the Raiders used a timeout. Maybe they didn't like the play call, but if you're the Raiders, you want to use that timeout like early to save more clock, not when they melt the clock all the way down. I mean, here's my thing, dude, and a lot of you guys don't want to hear this. I don't think it's going to be a good year if we run it back with Pierce in the same quarterback. And even if we get, I don't think it's going to be great if we run it back. But I think there may be more candidates available. Maybe we're set up to attract a better candidate if we wait to hire a new coach the following year. 3rd and 8 for the Chargers. And Herbert throws it to McConkey, who wants a flag, but it's incomplete. Jack Jones with the coverage. McConkey demanding a flag. So it's going to be 4th down now. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think, unless the Raiders know that they're going to attract a big candidate, I don't think they're firing Pierce after this game. And now that the Patriots for sure has opened up, that just makes it that much harder for the Raiders to attract a big time head coaching candidate. And yeah, Jimmy G though. So the Chargers score their field goal, working their way up, going to commercial break, and now you have Jimmy G with the Rams, though. I'm checking this out. It's kind of funny seeing Jimmy G play with the Rams. Remember when all those people said Jimmy G was going to win it with the Raiders? I never said that shit. So 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 for Jimmy G. And then we got Rodgers and Jimmy G on during this Raiders commercial break. That's cool. I think Rodgers is going to win this final game. Devontae seems stoked. Oh. Man, I wonder if Gerard Mayo is going to make a statement. If I was him, I'd be kind of pissed. He got angry at me because I didn't tank, and now he fired me. So Jimmy G just aired it out deep and got a big completion to DeMarcus Robinson. So don't sleep on Jimmy G. Maybe the Raiders need to hire Robert Saleh and then bring Jimmy G back at QB. How pissed. I mean, he had a good throw there. Rodgers looks a little irritated with rest of his team here. All right, so big commercial break. Raiders are going to have another drive. We'll see what happens here. I don't think they have enough time to do anything. Ooh, man. Now I'm starting to think Pierce, if the Patriots made this decision and the Patriots are now saying, and this is Jeff Howe, who's like the director of The Athletic, the main head editor. He's like the main head editor. They said that Gerard Mayo needed more experience, game planning, play calling. And this is like the same issue with Antonio Pierce. So now I'm thinking, if the Patriots are willing to make this decision, and is it just that bad? Now, Gerard Mayo has more experience doing this than Antonio Pierce. So if the Patriots are saying that Mayo was this bad with his experience in game planning and play calling and all this stuff, then Pierce would likely be doing this poorly as well, unless he's an exception to the rule. But from what I remember, looking at these resumes, he definitely has less coaching experience at the NFL level, 100%, than Gerard Mayo. So 1st and 10 for the Raiders here. Quick throw. Michael Mayer getting about 6 yards with 50 seconds left. One timeout, they got to get into field goal range. Second and 5. And a high throw for a pick for Aiden O'Connell. And Aiden O'Connell, with that mistake, where that throw was on him, he just lost a big opportunity, because I don't think you could end the season like this and run it back with this guy. Couple missed throws today. That one he's had some good games, but now that he's playing a tough opponent, we saw that big miss. We saw him just choking in better moments. He had that big miss to Brock Bowers that could have been a touchdown. Looked like a miss. Maybe you could blame Brock Bowers on the route or tracking the ball. I don't know. But come here, Cat. But that was a bad high throw on a curl route, and it's an easy interception. And O'Connell knows he screwed up there. Now the Chargers are about to score and get the lead. Come here, kitty. Come here. He's about to score and get the lead. Come here. All right. So Johnson with the completion, 30 seconds to go on second down. Aiden O'Connell looking at the clipboard because he knows he messed up there. Antonio Pierce looking pissed as hell. His guy O'Connell messed up. All right, 2nd and 5. Rodgers soaking in the moment too. Jimmy Garoppolo having a better game than expected. So 2nd and 5 here for the Chargers. 30 seconds to go. They don't have a timeout. But they're in the red zone. Who do you want to hire, Kitty? 2nd and 5, and a deep throw to Johnson inside the 10. Now they got to spike it. They'll have the first down, 20 seconds, 19. They're going to spike, it looks like. But Chargers could get a touchdown here, get the lead, and after a half that's been kind of dominated by the Raiders defense. So this kitty is Skippy. This is Skippy. Your name is Skippy, and you were such a small cat. Will not get bigger. But Justin Herbert hanging in there in the pocket. Seeing the difference between elite QB play. Imagine if Justin Herbert had the Raiders receivers. Like if he had Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers. 2nd and goal. And Herbert has time and gets the touchdown. To Chark, who has barely played this year. DJ Chark, the former Jag, barely. I think he's only been in about 3 games recently. He was signed in the offseason by the Chargers and Harbaugh, and he didn't really, I think he had injuries and depth chart issues. He was never really involved. So he gets this touchdown here against the Raiders, and this is Justin Herbert working with a receiver who, you know, he hasn't really worked with that much. So that's pretty impressive stuff, dude. That's not a good look for O'Connell. Going for 2 to make it a 7-point game. He does have hella time, but we're getting no pass rush. Oh, now some pressure, and he's going to scramble. Throw it while scrambling, and a beautiful, insane completion to Ladd McConkey in the back of the end zone while he's pressured and scrambling. Brilliant play by Herbert and Ladd McConkey. Spillane and Quentin Johnson are talking trash on each other, but you gotta give Justin Herbert respect after that. Dude, that was a sick 2-point conversion. And he was on the move the whole time when he threw that. I don't think the Raiders ever had a shot to get her, because Herbert was the 2020 draft. And what number was Herbert? Was he like pick 5, right? He wasn't that late. So, hey. Raiders going to go to half probably. Chargers got that lead. The Bucks made the playoffs. That's probably the biggest story of the day in terms of like the game actually affecting playoffs. Oh, and then Pierce looks not too happy. But, oh no, the cat's getting distracted by my headphone now. Oh no. Oh, dude, you're going to scratch me. Okay, so they're about to kick off. Audrey doesn't, I don't think Audrey wants to do a live. She has her own channel. I don't think she wants to do a football live stream. That's for us people, these men who are for some reason want to just talk about the game. No, I'm just kidding. But maybe, you know, this is becoming more of a cat channel right now. But yeah, Bucks clinching the NFC South. The Falcons really blew it. And when the Falcons lost to the Giants? I think that's when they ruined their shot to make the playoffs. They had an easy road, just had to beat Giants there. Yeah, they just totally blew it, and they lost to the Panthers. So it wasn't going to happen even if the Bucks lost to the Saints. All right, so I got to reach the remote, but I don't want to scare this cat. Raiders game's going to halftime. Seahawks and Rams are at halftime. All this stuff's going down. So we'll see what's up. Let's check this out. We do have Jets and Jets game still on. Just a few seconds left on the Jets game. Aiden O'Connell is not having a good second quarter. He looked decent in the first quarter, but whoa, he's falling apart in the second quarter. And just like I said, when he threw that pick, I was like, fans are turning on him. Fans are going to turn on him. But the Chargers, too, they're doing great now. But if I was a Chargers fan, I'm watching the beginning of this game, I'm thinking, dude, how are we struggling against the Raiders right now, which have no D-line, question marks at QB, all these issues, inexperienced coach. If the Chargers, they're not prepared for the playoffs, they look like a one-and-done team in the playoffs based on how they've performed against the Raiders today. I was expecting them to blow the Raiders out, especially since they're playing their starters. And they're barely up 7. And and it really was the pick. If they didn't get the pick, they wouldn't be up. They would have been low still. And the pick was kind of given to them. All right, so let's see what else is going on. Did anyone else get fired? I do think the Chargers, like, if I had to guess who wins between the
Barstow Walker,
Chargers versus
$4.99.
Texans
I just want us to do all phases of football drive to an NFL standard so we don't look like a joke anymore.
We need better coaching and a Q. Oh, I shouldn't read it out if the bot is reading it out. I forgot about that. I mean, yeah. Shout out to Barstow Walker. It's like people are saying, oh, I'd like to run it back with Pierce and O'Connell. I mean, I personally don't. I think that's what they're gonna do. But I personally don't think the Raiders should do that. And I think it's gonna be a mediocre season. I think there'll be some good moments. Like, you beat the Ravens week 2. It's gonna be, but it's just when you don't have those prime head coaches who get paid all this cash and QBs, you're going to be a mediocre team. Like you're not going to be in the national games. You're not going to be in the playoffs. And it kind of sucks not having that with the Raiders. So I do want them to move on. I don't think they will. And you just throw gobs of cash. Brady, try to work your magic to get a really good head coaching candidate, whether it be Vrabel. I would like Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, I think that would be if you're not going to grab John Gruden, if you are moving past that, if you're not going to be able to grab Vrabel, if you're not going to be able to grab Ben Johnson, thinking about a Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, yeah, it didn't work out with him and Kyler Murray towards the end there, but they were always a competitive team, and they had a lot of injury problems with Kyler Murray too. So I think out of all the other candidates, he would be my where I would go. And then also, yeah, do you want what if you have the chance to draft Cam Ward? What if you have the chance to trade up? Do you want Cam Ward working with Cliff Kingsbury, or do you want him working with Antonio Pierce or even Mike Vrabel? Because even Mike Vrabel, I mean, he's not an offensive coach. I still would elect for an offensive-minded coach, even over Vrabel. Chargers fans in the chat, guys, congrats to them, though. Justin Herbert, great 2-point conversion. You got to give him credit. That was an awesome throw. And I do like Ladd McConkey. Titans are rumored to grab Cam Ward. So if you're Cliff Kingsbury, do you take over the Titans? They haven't fired their coach yet. Aaron Rodgers celebrating here. Saints, their schedule, if they run it back with Derek Carr, did you see this? Is it going to be Gruden and Carr with the Saints? It could happen, man. John Gruden posting a picture of him hanging out with Derek Carr, backup quarterback of the Saints, Jake Hayner, and also former Raider, Foster Moreau. I mean, shit. If that happens, you guys already know we're getting freaking lit here, and we are tuning in to every detail. I mean, because the reason why I think there is a shot. Here's why I think there actually is a shot. First of all, they're teasing it. They're hanging out. And the Saints cannot move. The Saints have to keep Carr. Like, a lot of people don't understand that. Like, I don't care how you feel about it. The facts are, financially, they are tied to the guy. They don't gain any more cap space. It does not financially benefit them to move on from him because of the restructures. That's how it is. So they have to have Carr for next year, and I believe even the year after. Gruden does seem like he has been working out. I need to freaking get my own dumbbell set at home because I never make my ass go to the gym. So I need some freaking free weights at home, dude. I need to get Gruden ripped. But so the Saints, they have to have Carr. And when it comes to who they can attract as a head coach, if I'm Ben Johnson or if I'm any of these guys, like, I'm not going to choose the Saints because they have a horrible cap situation. You can't sign anybody. You still have to deal with the general manager, Mickey Loomis, who has hella power. And Mickey Loomis, the general manager in the Saints, they almost hired Gruden as an offensive coordinator, but he turned it down. So if you were already down to deal with the publicity of hiring Gruden as your offensive coordinator, you're obviously down to deal with the publicity of hiring him as your head coach. And the Saints are kind of like, unfortunately, I think it's going to be tough for if the Saints hire Gruden. I think it's going to be tough to do well in year one because the Saints just have a horrible cap situation, money tied to old players, and young guys who haven't proven it yet, who deal with injury issues on offense and defense. Chase Young's not signed in the future. They got to get an edge. Like, they got Cam Jordan's, he's set to retire, maybe take a pay cut. They got a lot of issues with their roster to where I don't think they would actually be. It would be tough. I don't know if they would actually be a playoff team immediately in year one. I think they would have to find some diamonds in the rough in free agency and hit on the draft, or some guys who are currently on the roster are gonna have to step up. So it'd be tough. But that is all the reasons why I don't think the Saints could attract any other good head coaching candidate. They're in a worse position than the Raiders. Like if I was a coach, even though you have a better quarterback, he's up there in age. He's been in the league for a long time. It's not like he's somebody that you're building around for forever, for the next decade, like Drake May and Caleb Williams there. So you're gonna have to find another QB eventually once Carr retires, unless he's made it known that he wants to play for a long time. I don't know. Maybe he does want to play until he's 40. The dude's been pretty healthy aside from this past year. This has literally been his worst year in terms of injuries. So maybe he does want to keep playing, and that could be attractive to a coach who wants a kind of a stable QB situation, something like a Stafford. But I think most people would even choose the Raiders more than this, just because you have cap space to make moves. If you can't find the right QB immediately, you still can make moves. Yeah, and do you even want to draft some of these guys? Who knows? Some of these QBs. But Foster Moreau there, and he's kind of emerged as more of like a captain for this Saints team. So this game should be coming back on. Hopefully I didn't miss anything here. Did I miss anything? No, it's still halftime.
Carlson hit the...
Oh, they showed so Gruden's Barstool, whoever runs the Barstool Sports Gruden thing, maybe it's Gruden, who knows? Probably not.
Very brief career.
But the famous argument they had.
Carlson hit the longest kick of his very brief career earlier, 49-yarder, and Gruden here is going to punt.
I think that's
Animated
the right
conversation.
Yelling, that's so funny.
Longest kick of his very brief career.
Oh, I bet you the people who dislike Carr at that time were like, oh yeah, ripping his ass. All right, so game's not back on yet. Wait, what? Jerry Jones. I think Mike McCarthy's not going to be retained by the Cowboys. Jerry Jones says that he wants a coach on an incentive-based contract. This NFL reporter says that the market isn't like that. Coaches could make more. And then he said he didn't want anyone who didn't want to be here. Make no mistake, there are plenty of coaches that want this job. He's not wrong about that. Wow, so Jerry Jones is getting a little... he's showing signs that he's not committed to Mike McCarthy. I mean, obviously. But now it's coming to a head where... I like if Mike McCarthy's available, then the Raiders have to try to grab Mike McCarthy. If you're not going to grab Gruden, grab Mike McCarthy. He's got tons of experience. But that also leaves up another job in Dallas. Dude, I feel like something crazy is about to happen.
It's all right, bro. It's all right, bro. We all right. Hey, you all right? We all right.
So Raiders fan, this guy's very active on X, OB. Raiders fan showing himself at the game. And that's funny. He's saying it gets all right with his kid. He's showing his kid because the Chargers fans happy. Raiders are losing right now.
It's all right, bro.
So Kevin O'Connell is a serious candidate. So people might trade for this guy.
That no one knows
No, that's not going to
is
happen.
on list, and he is. And that candidate, Bill Belichick. Kevin.
That's what it looked like.
Kevin O'Connell. There are multiple teams that actually are considering trying to trade for Kevin O'Connell, and the reason why.
Well, dude, I mean, like, if you can trade for Kevin O'Connell, you have to do it right now. You have to do it right now. I mean, he's one of the best offensive-minded coaches, younger.
Next year, the last year of his
doing
deal,
a good job.
had no contract talks yet at all. And look, if you're a team,
No contract talks. The Vikings would be stupid to let this dude go. All right, so Chargers offense takes the field. Game's back on. What's up, Kitty? Jim Harbaugh interview. Chiefs getting smoked by the Broncos. Well, the Chiefs almost won every game this year. So if they wouldn't have lost to the Bills, would they have played their starters to have an undefeated season? I mean, I would have done it. 1st and 10 for the Chargers, though, at the 30-yard line. Play action. Herbert checks it down. 7-yard gain. Easy completion there. I want the cat to jump on me again. Oh, well. Quentin Johnson, though. This guy's had a drop issue, and now in this game, Chargers are trying to warm him up for the playoffs, dude. Oh, no way. Wow. This NFL reporter is saying that 2nd and 3 and a handoff. Almost a first down. Going to be about 3rd and 1 for the Chargers. But, yeah, so now there's rumors that the Mike Vrabel interviewing with the Jets he did that to put pressure on the Patriots for them to make a move, and they made the move quick. So the Patriots want Vrabel. That's what's going on here. So a handoff, and 3rd and 1 now. Handoff again. And they get it. The Chargers get it. Wow, so the Rams are resting. See, the Rams are doing the right thing. They're just resting their their starters. Keeping them fresh. Chargers are trying to be too old school. You got Carter Bradley on the sideline. And here we go. Chargers offense. Another shot. Herbert finds McConkey, who's able to juke and takes a hit, but gets inside the 40. I mean, a lot of these games aren't upsets. Like, the Bears upset the Packers, but Josh Jacobs barely played because they're resting him for the playoffs. Hey, should the Raiders get Gerard Mayo now that he's available? What do you guys think? So Ladd McConkey breaking the Chargers rookie receiver records. Wow. All right, handoff for Dobbins. 2nd and long. So Chargers offense is still on the field, and then in the Jets game, you have the Jets offense taking the field. Devontae and Rodgers doing another drive. They've been clicking in this game. 2nd and 11 for the Chargers. And tight throw, complete for a first down. Herbert to the tight end, Disley. I mean, you got to give the offensive coordinator, Greg Roman, Justin Herbert credit. Not special weapons. And they're able to get some production out of these guys. I mean, I think they're going to be really good once they get a true receiver. Will Devontae Adams be in a Chargers uniform next year? I don't know, but I would make the call if I'm them. 1st and 10, 26-yard line. And Dobbins breaks a tackle and 9-yard gain. And the Chargers are eating right now. And I do not believe Antonio Pierce is going to win this game. The Raiders are coming out flat. They're already down 7 points. Oof, Chargers lineman is injured, Pipkins. And is that really what you want if you're the Chargers? You really want to start getting some people injured for this game against the Raiders, even though you've already clinched in the playoffs? I don't know, man. Not good. We got a timeout. Yeah, dude. I think it's... What? Oh, my... So Ricky Pearsall, the Niners receiver... did a gunshot celebration.
John Raider Snake has just tipped $10.
Shout out to John Raider Snake.
I personally would like to see Mark Davis grow a parental Goodell to F off, and then hire John Gruden for a 3rd tour. Hashtag bring Gruden back.
That would be the dream come true. Come back for a 3rd tour. Bring Gruden back again. And could Gruden get more out of Aiden O'Connell? And then if you have something like that, then I'm confident in what's going to happen at QB, because I feel like he can get more production, compared to other coaches out of QBs who aren't superstars. I mean, he did it in Tampa. He did it with the Raiders, with Rich Gannon. So I just believe that as long as Tom Brady's there running the team with Mark Davis, it's just never going to happen. Allegedly Davis never wanted him out. We don't know. They settled. I do think they're on good terms because the NFL seemed upset that Davis settled with Gruden in the particular way he did. So I do think that maybe he threw Gruden a bone there, maybe, just because the NFL seemed upset about that in all the hearings. But I don't see Brady bringing in Gruden. I mean, Gruden essentially rejected Brady for Derek Carr ahead of 2020. You remember the Dana White story about how they were supposed to play for the Raiders and the deal was set up and then Gruden nixed the deal. So will Brady hold that against Gruden? Is it not a big deal? Clearly he's the best candidate available that they could get, if especially, you know, Vrabel's younger, so you could argue Vrabel. Ben Johnson's younger, but Ben Johnson's never done it before. And Vrabel's not done it nearly as long as Gruden. And he's not an offensive coach. He's a defensive guy. You're going to need a really good offensive coordinator. Who is Mike Vrabel's offensive coordinator with the Tennessee Titans? Arthur Smith, who became a head coach, then got fired back to coordinator. Like, you're going to need to hire a really good coordinator if you get Vrabel, if you keep these defensive coaches. You don't have to do that if you have Gruden or an offensive-minded guy like Mike McDaniel. All right, so the Chargers play action here. Little play action screen, a little RPO. Second down now, 2nd and 3. Appreciate you, Raider Rock. Appreciate you, man. We got some more videos coming up. I'm excited for the offseason, man. Ooh, and Trey Pipkins, the lineman being carted out. So Chargers losing a starter on the offensive line in this game, despite already clinching in the playoffs. 2nd and 3. Delay a game. I think Brady's going to own the whole team eventually. All right, here we go. 2nd and 8. And a drop by Quentin Johnson, who always drops the ball. All right, here we go, though. Here we go. 3rd and 8. Play action. Herbert throwing it deep. Incomplete, but there's going to be a flag on the Raiders, and I think it's going to be PI and a 1st down Chargers. There was some contact there. Ooh, Quentin Johnson banged up. All right, so 1st and goal now for the Chargers. And short. So 2nd and goal. They're going to be short. Third and goal now. Second and goal now. All right. I was just making sure nobody got fired. So I was looking on the thing. 2nd and goal. And a handoff. No gain. 3rd and goal then. So Raiders defense making a good little stop here. You just need a couple more plays to do it. Third and goal and Patrick Graham, they're showing him he might not be. Don't believe he's going to be on the team next year. Third and goal here. And another stop for the Raiders. Are they going to go for it on 4th down? And the Chargers are playing it conservative and kicking the field goal. All right. Chargers got a 2-possession lead now. 10-3 or 20-10. Wow. There's a lot happening though. So we got people defending Gerard Mayo, saying the Patriots are a disaster with how they've ran things. They don't ever spend that much cash on free agents. I mean, that's always been the case with the New England. So there's a lot of things going on with this new lawsuit about Fox Sports. I'll probably do a video. I'm not, maybe, I don't know. Gerard Mayo's whole sideline demeanor today was down. If he suspected this was indeed in the end, I wish he could have at least enjoyed this last game. The way his players didn't stop trying. After the game. Wow. So Robert Kraft told Gerard Mayo after the game, could Mark Davis have a talk with Antonio Pierce after the game based on how this shakes out?
In game.
That was a good throw by Aiden O'Connell, but I don't know. It's going to be tough. You're going to have to... what is this? Oh, my God. Belichick. Should the Patriots have just kept Belichick the whole time? Dude, this is why I'm saying the Raiders should grab Joe Milton. Look at this. This is juking everybody. It's a little loud. Hold up.
All kinds of flags, all kinds of activity. Milton fires to the end zone, and it is caught. Yeah.
But just juking everybody.
Kinds of flags, all kinds of for his life, all kinds of flags.
I mean, yeah, wow. Why not? All right, so Raiders get the ball back. Can they make this a game by getting some points? Whoa. Oh, dude, I hope the Saints don't get Aaron Glenn. That'll be so boring. So this guy does that Walter football website. He's claiming all this is happening. But everybody claims, you can't believe all this stuff. 1st and 10, play action. O'Connell's pressured. Khalil Mack's coming, and O'Connell tries to run it, and he gets a 9-yard gain, but he was brought down hard by Khalil Mack. And I think he's injured. He's limping. Ooh. Okay, so he was running, dude. The dude is not fast. And then, boom, brought down by Khalil Mack. Mack, I think, landed on his legs. Oof. Yeah, he's definitely banged up now. All right, 2nd and 1, though. I mean, he gained yards. Handoff, but he needs to get out. The way he handed that ball off, O'Connell looks too hurt to play. It looks like a flag on the Chargers. Least penalized teams, huh? Okay, so flag against the Chargers. There you go. Oh, incomplete for the running back. For Aiden O'Connell, going to be second and long now. Khalil Mack and Bosa agreed to pay cuts. It's so weird. I wouldn't do it if I was them. I'd say no. Nah, you go give me some cash. All right, so 2nd and 10. Quick throw to Brock Bowers, but it only gains 2 yards. That's not going to be enough, man. Bo Nix is doing well. Damn. All right, so we'll see what happens here, man. I think it could be... This could be a rough drive. 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 right now. And O'Connell in the shotgun. Dropping back. And O'Connell steps up and throws and gets a completion to Brock Bowers. And is at the 32-yard line. If the Raiders score a touchdown on this drive, they are right back in this game. Yeah, I am sensing a loss, but they still have a shot, though. The only way that this doesn't work out is if they don't score on this drive and the Chargers score again. Then I'll say the game's basically over. But they are still in this game. 33-yard line. And a pitch. 4-yard gain to Collier. Random guy got pulled up. The Raiders got tons of injuries at running back. So now you're seeing Madison play a little bit. And a lot of random people like Collier. Not sure what's going on with Zamir White. Is he just not... Is he injured? Not getting opportunities? I mean... He basically got demoted midway through the season. 2nd and 7. 30-yard line. And a quick throw to the running back, Collier, but a loss of 3 yards. Yeah, I don't know. And the Broncos continue to destroy the Chiefs. The backups of the Chiefs, though. Let's be real. I mean, they're not actually they're not beating the real Chiefs. I mean, come on. Let's, you know. 3rd and 10 though for Vegas. Dropping back and a quick throw. 4 yards here. 4th and 6. It looks like the Chargers are going to be in field goal range, perhaps. Daniel Carlson, got to keep him in the game with a field goal. So Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, they keep running these trick plays. They just did some more trick plays. They try to do another wide receiver touchdown throw. And Daniel Carlson made the field goal. So if the Raiders can hold them, they're in it. Only down 7. It's not unreasonable. So I'm checking out the Jets, though. 4th and 1. They convert. So the Jets are going to beat the Dolphins, it looks like. Rodgers will get a 5th win. In a disappointing year, but a win nonetheless. I mean, for maybe his final game, who else is going to hit up Rodgers? Maybe bring in what do you guys think? Bring the band back, Rodgers and Devontae with Robert Saleh as head coach. All right, 1st and 10. Ooh, intended for Devontae. He wants a flag. Ooh. Devontae's still making some plays, man. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, Raiders, we just need a quarterback, running back, receiver, offensive line, D-line, linebacker, defensive back, head coach, and coordinator. And then we're a Super Bowl away. Or we're quick to a Super Bowl. We just need all that. I mean, I guess if Crosby is healthy and Christian Wilkins is healthy, then you don't need an edge and D-tackle. You don't need a tight end. All right. So Rodgers. Oh, he's trying to force it to Devontae, and they're not connecting. Dude, my barber destroyed my hair. He completely... Can you see how screwed up it is? It's not even... I had to go to another guy because the regular barber was not available, and the dude did not know what he was doing. He was confused. He was asking me what I usually do, and dude, I just go there and they cut it, and he just really screwed up my hair. I think I got to go back in 2 weeks and do something. Yeah, I mean, I think anybody who was pushing the Aiden O'Connell thing today, or before the game, has probably changed. It is possible that he turns it around in this 4th quarter, but I don't see it happening. But I think a lot of those people who are pushing that are probably not going to do that now. All right, so Raiders game's coming back on. Meanwhile, Rodgers still cannot get a touchdown to Devontae. All right, so false start against the Chargers. Their fullback. First and 15 for the Chargers. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. First and 15. And 5-yard gain here. Wait, are you guys saying I'm echoing? No, I'm not. All right. All right, 2nd and 10 now. And 30-yard line. All right, checking it down to the tight end. 3rd and 5. All right, so 3rd and 5. Big drive. If they give the Raiders another shot, Chargers could blow this. I mean, they're in a good position, 2-possession lead. Pierce is getting excited. The fans are getting excited. This is better. Oh, fixed my neck a little bit. It was hurting. 3rd and 5. Herbert with a quick throw to Johnson. And they convert. They look like they're about to score. Richardson on the tackle. Quentin Johnson with the reception. Raiders blitzed. Did not work out. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Handoff. 6-yard gain here. Ooh, so Marcus Mariota did he start for the Commanders? For the Commanders game earlier. Wow, Marcus Mariota. So Jaden Daniels started, and then he played 2 touchdowns. I should have watched. I didn't get to see that game. I would want to see the former Raider Mariota ball out. Oof, that felt good. Aaron Rodgers. Getting some yards. Ah, shit, my TV screwed up. My TV is messed up. Heard the sound of our season. All right, 2nd and 4 now for the Chargers. And Herbert's scrambling. And Herbert's running it. And is he going to run a touchdown? At the 3-yard line, Herbert with like a 60-yard run. 42-yard for Herbert. Wow. I mean, the guy's got wheels. Nobody could catch him. Ooh, he was trying to get a touchdown. And a handoff. Will, if we have to be back AOC, if we have to bring back Oh, yeah, dude. I actually need to make that video soon. I think Crosby's for sure gone. I mean, he's either going to be disgruntled and play here, or they're gonna trade him and do him a solid. Yeah, Herbert's scrambling 40 yards. And play action. Herbert stays in the pocket, gets the touchdown to Disley. And is Herbert hurt? Did he get whacked? No, he's fine. But the Raiders give up a touchdown, and now Chargers are up 2 touchdowns. Did Herbert get hit there? Jack Jones came in, and I think he whacked Herbert. Oh, Snowden with the hit. So the game, Raiders have, this is your last shot. I mean, if the Raiders score a touchdown here, it's still a game. But if they fail here on offense, then it's done. Right? It's pretty obvious, right? Meanwhile, you got the Seahawks and the Rams in a really tight contest, 24-22. And Jimmy G might be able to upset the Seahawks here. Jimmy G and the Rams. Yeah, I mean, Crosby's recent comments. What? He basically said that, he wants to know that the Raiders have a plan to be a contender, which already sounds like he's trying to leave. All right, so game is on commercial. We do have Tyler Huntley and the Dolphins on though, trying to make it a close matchup against the Jets. Rams and the Seahawks in a tight contest, like we mentioned, with the Seahawks having the ball. Kind of the biggest margin right now, surprisingly, is the Raiders game that we see on, besides the Broncos and Chiefs. You call him Scam Ward? Oh my! I'm convinced NFL fans just hate every QB. I think Crosby is going to request a trade. That's what I think is going to happen. I think the Raiders are probably going to run it back with Pierce, and yeah. All right, so Raiders game's coming back on. Rams are going to have a shot to win it. But yeah, if they keep Pierce, aren't able to trade up for a QB again, have to pretty much run him back with the same QB situation. Crosby's, I think, 100% going to request a trade. I mean, can you blame him? Was he like 28 already? So Collier, the young running back, who's filling in due to all the injuries with a good kick return. I would be excited if the Raiders got Milroe. If I was the Raiders, I would. But I'm thinking in a Madden frame. First of all, if I was the Raiders, I'd just hire John Gruden immediately. But if that's not on the table, I would grab Cliff Kingsbury, and then I'd grab Justin Fields or Jalen Milroe. 1st and 10 for O'Connell. And a big connection to Jacoby Myers. He's fighting for his job, Aiden O'Connell. And now they got a I mean, look, if they score here, they got a shot. 1,000 yards for Jacoby Myers. Yeah, Raiders defense looks bad. Patrick Graham, though, Patrick Graham is leaving. He did not sign his contract extension with the Raiders, so he's a free agent. So play action O'Connell. O'Connell pressured and sacked. So this is kind of what's been going on with O'Connell. A lot of times it's not his fault. They didn't bite on the play action. There's a flag on the play, and now O'Connell's hurt. I think the leg finally, you know, he dealt with the leg issue earlier in the year, thumb issue. So illegal contact on the defense of the Chargers, and it's going to be a first down for the Raiders. But O'Connell's down, and it looks like Desmond Ridder is going to have to come in. And just right when the Raiders are making some progress and potentially going to have a scoring drive, their quarterback, who isn't doing great, but at least gives him a shot, it just got hurt. Is my cat in here? Oh my. Raider Rock.
Appreciate you.
What does a good offseason look like?
Oh, $19.99. What does a good offseason look like from your perspective? Most of the options at QB are suspect. Either free agency or the draft. We need a new coach badly, but because our fall in the draft we lost a pick to entice a coach.
Appreciate you, Raider Rock. But yeah, a lot of this conversation I think is I mean, a lot of people bringing up a lot of good points. And I'm not comfortable with any of the options at QBs. I don't think Sam Darnold's going to do well if you don't have the right coach. So signing him, I'm not really into that. I don't think Shador or Cam Ward's going to be as good as any of the QBs in the first round as last year. I don't even think they're going to be Michael Penix level, although we've barely seen Penix play. But I have reservations about that, and so do a lot of people. And but I mean, that's why taking a chance, utilizing traits that I think you know will work. It depends on what the coach thinks, obviously. But that's why I am favorable to, if you're not going to grab John Gruden, I am favorable to Cliff Kingsbury or something like that, because he's shown that if you do have a quarterback with some traits, he could develop a pretty good run game and at least have somewhat of a consistent offense, average, if not above average. And when he has a great QB with those same traits, being mobile, he can do extremely well, like with Jaden Daniels. So, I mean, look at Marcus Mariota. He had success today under Cliff Kingsbury's offense. And I also just want the Raiders to grab an offensive-minded coach because, your coordinators are going to leave. And if you have to hire a dope offensive coordinator every other year, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So might as well have an offensive-minded coach where you can keep the same offense, because then you got to find a new coordinator for the scheme every year. It just seems tough. So I think they should grab Cliff Kingsbury, let him find some type of QB that he can utilize their traits, just to bring him back to being like an average team. And then if the moment arrives, find that franchise guy. Maybe you hit on the draft. Maybe you find one in free agency. So Desmond Ridder's in, Aiden O'Connell to the sideline, and Ridder checks it down to Michael Mayer on a short passing pattern, but Michael Mayer gets some yards after getting rocked. Appreciate you, Raider Rock. Appreciate you sending some love. But yeah, I think the fact that we don't have a high draft pick, that's going to be less appealing to a coach. It depends on who gets rejected. Teams are opening up, so I don't know. Somebody's going to get rejected. So 22-yard line. And Ridder pressured and just throws it away, fighting for his life. I don't know what people mean where I've been at. I've just uploaded a video recently and it has 180,000 views. But I haven't been doing lives as much. I mean, I could be. I always think I'm going to work on videos instead of doing lives, and then it never happens. So that's why I started doing lives again. Because I was like, you know what? I'm going to end up just watching the game anyway. So a pitch from Ritter to Madison and only a few yards here. Yeah, I tried some non football stuff, just like reacting to viral content. I might try more of that stuff. I don't know. So Aiden O'Connell's back in. He's going to tough it out. 3rd and 10. With 11 minutes to go, 3rd and 10. This is a huge deal. O'Connell pressure throws while he's hit, overthrows, incomplete. You got to go for it on 4th and 10 though. Unfortunately, I'm not going to do any live streams of WNBA. But I might try some other stuff like doing videos about non-sports. Stuff that I find funny. On my other channel, I think I'm going to start doing that more. 4th and 10. So they're going to go for it on 4th and 10. A huge deal. Chargers make him think about it. Who do I think the Raiders should draft? Let's see. We're picking at pick number 6. I mean, I think they should trade back. I think they should not get a QB, trade back, try to hit as many positions as possible. You know, you don't win the draft in the first round. I mean, the first round's important, but you don't necessarily win the draft there. Somebody like, if you're going non-quarterback, the best non-quarterback, Travis Hunter's obviously not going to be there. 4th and 10 though. And dropping back, O'Connell on a critical 4th down. He throws it and it is going to be incomplete. Intended for Brock Bowers. There was some contact there, and I think there should have been a PI. And Derwin James. Oh, he got that pick, Derwin James. So the game, Aiden O'Connell tried to fight it out, but game's essentially done. You know what? Who I would grab? You know what? I would grab either Will Campbell or I would do Abdul Carter. Because if Max Crosby maybe wants out, I think you got to start looking at edge. And so I would be interested in Abdul Carter out of Penn State. Or just go offensive tackle. If you can get the best tackle in the draft, Will Campbell, Colton Miller's getting up there. Yeah, I think you should go for it. QB, if you got a coach who loves one of the QBs, go for it. It's always worth it. But I don't think any coach we have is going to be begging for Shador or begging for Cam Ward. We'll see. And also, I don't think any of those guys will even be available because QB needy teams are going to grab them. Since we're going to be picking at pick 7 now, right? So we're about to go to 4 and 13. The highest we can get is 4. With this L. That's not bad. All right, so we're about to lose. Jets are about to win. It's close, but I think they'll win. Jacksonville and New England lost. So we'll be right there. So we'll be at pick 6. The Raiders will be at pick 6. I mean, personally, but I'm a dumb fan. I wouldn't listen to me. I would just reach for Jalen Milroe. I would trade back and then supposedly reach for Jalen Milroe. But, you know, everybody said that Bo Nix was going to be a second-round pick quarterback. They're saying that about Jalen Milroe now. And even though he's had some bad games towards the end of the season, I still think that he's going to be a first rounder. So once the draft comes around, people get hyped up. I can see it happening. Ooh, we're losing. Breaking news, Antonio Pierce. No, I'm just kidding. Nothing's happened. Dude, honestly, I'm feeling pretty tired.
Erasmus and $81 $2.
What do you think?
Who do you think takes Ashton
Jane T? Probably maybe the Cowboys. Cowboys are going to be selecting high, and they need a running back. I could see them doing it. So a handoff to the back for Herbert, going to be second and long now. Still technically a game if the Raiders get a stop here, but I don't see it happening. Oh, what is going on here?
Two cities have glommed all the champions between Tampa and Los Angeles. It's like we've got all. I mean, two cities have glommed.
Oh, when Cowherd said two titties on accident. That's funny. All right, so 2nd and 8 for the Chargers. Blitzing the Raiders are, and the Chargers throw it up 1-on-1 and reeled in, or is it dropped by Quentin Johnson? That may have been the best catch of this guy's career. And that is game. With 9 minutes to go, that is game. Unless the Raiders get a miraculous turnover. One-handed catch by Quentin Johnson. Does he maintain possession? Yes, he does. Whoa. Raiders blitzed. And Chargers took advantage of it. And now another quick throw to Johnson, an 8-yarder. So we know the wild card now. AFC wild card. Ooh, Broncos at Bills. Chargers at Texans. I mean, I think the Chargers will beat the Texans. Chargers beat the Texans. Ravens beat the Steelers. And Bills beat the Broncos. So Bills, Ravens, Chargers, and then Chargers versus Chiefs. That would be a good divisional matchup. 2nd and 2, handoff. Oh, dude, we're going live for Chargers versus Chiefs if that happens. And Quentin Johnson has cured his drop problem. That dude was... I literally had a freaking parlay on that dude, and he screwed me over one day. I tried to have a little bit of faith in him. Oh, it was when the Chargers played the Ravens. When it was Chargers versus Ravens. That's when that dude screwed me over. Okay, 8:30 to go in the game. Devontae Adams resting while Aaron Rodgers takes the field. But first down for the Chargers. They keep pounding the rock, and they get a 3 to 4 yard gain. Raiders, man. Raiders in playoffs. Dude, so many Raiders fans were acting like we were going to do some shit this year, and they called me a hater for being like, dude, this might be like the shittiest season in a long time. All right, here we go. 2nd and 7. All right, 2nd and 7, a big run by the Chargers here. Uh-oh, John Gruden's talking about Bowers and how he's doing a great job. So John Gruden want to work with Brock Bowers? Is that why he's posting about him? All right, here we go. Chargers are encroaching. I think they're about to score again.
Especially here at the desk, we were all surprised by that. I think it was unfair to Coach Gerard Mayo. I mean, he had never had the chance to develop as a head coach, he was.
Oh my god, dude! Why do we gotta just treat the NFL like a charity? Like we gotta give everybody a, oh, they gotta have all a good shot, and you know, we gotta be super nice, and it's too hard. So, you know, we shouldn't fire them. Like I just, dude, just hire the like.
Just a rookie himself in that department, and if you judge a coach by their first year, that's really not appropriate. I mean, Jimmy Johnson, you went 1-15 your first year, and then you won a couple Super Bowls after that. I mean, he really. Hey, we got to go to break.
All right, so game's still on. I mean, we kind of all want the game to be, you know. We'll see how the offense does once they take the field. All right, so Chargers continue to run the ball, run the clock out, getting like 5 yards a carry. Oh, wow. Oh, this dude went viral. He does those songs about the Colts. Okay, so 2nd and 5, Chargers continue to run it. It's going to be 3rd and like what, 2? This guy's funny, man. All right, 3rd and 2. Okay, I've seen numerous comments about Audrey. She does not want to do these live streams. And I do not blame her. That is why she's not on. She's also busy with her other channel, but watching the Raiders on a live stream, it's not the most appetizing thing to do right now. 3rd and 3, and a 3-yard gain. I mean, if the Raiders were putting a better product on, then I think things would change. I think we'd have a lot of people on, you know, watching all these things and joining these things and hosting these things. This is our Colts. All right, 1st and goal for the Chargers. Yeah. So 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in?
Wow. I gotta make this shit. Chargers, though, man, they play a different style of football. They wear on you over time. And now they're about, they were losing this game, and now they're about to go up 3 touchdowns. 3rd and goal right now. 2nd and goal, actually. About to be 3rd and goal. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, 3rd and goal. AP is in a serious mode. And touchdown Chargers. You know what? Good job. Good job, Chargers. Put this team out of its misery, bro. In this shit. Go Chargers in this shit. Let's move the F on from all this mediocre shit. Let's go. Woo. Literally, I'm finally going to say it. Probably anybody who's available is better than Antonio Pierce. Like literally all, I personally think all of the head coaching candidates would be an upgrade over Pierce. Maybe not a huge upgrade, some of them, but at least somewhat of an upgrade. And I would even go as far as to say like fired coaches. Like I would even say Dennis Allen. Because this has been bad. Now we don't have a QB, the QB situation. But I don't know. I don't know if that would have made a huge difference this year. All right, so now Raiders offense going to get one more shot at it. Maybe Pierce is in on the tank, and that's why they're losing this game, huh? Then he probably wouldn't have won these other games. The Broncos make the playoffs. Rodgers winning it today.
Jonathan
Shout out to
Lardy
Jonathan.
has just tipped $10 through Super Chat. Almost time to break out the cigars on another successful season. I'm guessing 2 minutes after the end of the game, AP is on the road back to LA and his lowrider wearing his AF1s. Bye-bye Crosby too.
Oh, that's hilarious. AP is going to be back on his lowrider heading to LA wearing his Air Force Ones. He's going back on the lowrider going straight to LA after this game. And hey, don't let he's got to get Hyundai and Nissan off his back too, man. I do think he will land some job somewhere. I think he'll be obviously a linebacker coach somewhere. But how this game really unfolded and really collapsed after having the lead, it didn't help. I mean, this is a blowout now. It was a close game. When it was looking like a close game, I thought he was going to keep his job. Now, Aiden O'Connell, a quick throw to Trey Tucker. There's 3 minutes to go. Trying to make it a 20-34 game. Pete Carroll was not a long-term solution, but he would be an upgrade, obviously. He's got tons of experience. 42-yard line. Not my cat. My cat is pissed. The Raiders are bumming my cat out. Yeah, I don't know. Look, we knew it was going to be bad this year. We've all been. Some people denied it. I think some Raiders fans got like Antonio Pierce tattoos. All right, 1st and 10. A throw to the running back ends in a tackle for a loss. We'll see what's cracking. We'll see what's cracking. People are... All right, O'Connell going deep to Tucker. Incomplete. Ooh, the Dolphins are officially eliminated from the playoffs as well. Aaron Rodgers wins his last game. I like watching the Jets. It's funny. So it's officially over for these teams. Yo, and if any of these teams move on from their coach, Zach Taylor's available, Mike McDaniel's available, you gotta hit him up. You gotta hit him up. Oh, I need to eat some more grub. Let's see if we got any more any more firings happening. No. I'm gonna stay on. I'm gonna stay on a little bit after just to see if there's a firing. Yeah, I'm trying to see. No. Game is over. This is sad. Commercial break. One last drive as we hit the 2-minute warning. The last drive of the season. And I mean, I think I can speak for most of us where this season could not have ended faster. Oh, I just want to move on to next year. But I don't think next year is going to be good. And we could finally admit, shocking to everyone, that this year was, I mean, it was worse than Josh McDaniels. Antonio Pierce was officially worse than Josh McDaniels. I mean, that is a, you could blame roster moves, I guess. Not having Devontae would be the only real one. But even compared to last year, whew.
Was better.
We just got to rebuild for 5 years, and then I think we'll figure it out. You know, the Raiders. Highlight of the season for the Raiders. Beating the Ravens, I suppose, and then the low light of the season would be the very next week, losing to the Panthers and Andy Dalton. All right, so third down, a quick throw. Going to be substantially short of the first down. I got to get healthy, but I got a lot of vids to make. All right, 4th and 7. O'Connell gets a completion to Trey Tucker. They might call it a pick. All right, so Raiders extend their drive somehow. Okay. O'Connell goes to Jacoby Myers now. Myers getting a 9-yard gain. Second and 1 now. Now, we'll see what happens. Yeah, man. 2nd and 1. This is painful. I'm literally hanging around just to see if there's breaking news immediately after the game, because it feels like that's going to happen, right? I might have to change. I might have to start making a... Okay, first down for the Raiders on a quick throw. I might have to break the news live right now, man. Okay, 1st and 10 for O'Connell. And 4-yard gain. Maybe Pierce has just known it's been done for a while. We'll find out. All right, 34 seconds to go for the rest of the Raiders season, baby.
Barstow Walker $4.99. Glad this whatever this was season is over, and I am thankful to a player like Brock Bowers and his performance and record-breaking season. Pirate flag, football, RN4L.
30 seconds to go, 3rd and 5. This is now the saddest game of the entire year. Wow. Raiders expected to fire. I mean, I think he's done.
Jonathan Alardi $2. AP may not even get off the field before Hess fired.
All right, Brock Bowers gets a touchdown. Late. Okay. Big deal, right? AP may not even get off the field before he's fired. Oh, and then Barstow Walker. Sorry about that. Glad this whatever this season was over, and I'm thankful for a player like Brock Bowers and his performance in a record-breaking season. Shout out to Barstow, and at least we got Brock Bowers out of the season. That is true. There's at least some positive there. So one takeaway, and then he gets the touchdown too to pretty much end the game with 25 seconds to go. I do think that Crosby's gone. I do think we are informed. If I had to guess, I would say that probably doesn't keep going on. I mean, I think he's going to request a trade. We'll see what happens, but I as hard as this season was for us fans, imagine how hard it was for Max Crosby. Somebody who did back, Pierce and all this. But was he just being nice? Was he sincere with this? I don't know. All right, 25 seconds to go. I think he's going to try to request a trade. If I had to guess, he's probably going to try to do it once they get the new coach. He claimed he's going to hit them up and ask them what their plan is, but we don't know if that's necessarily true. Ooh, the announcers are talking about him being done. They're saying the team's still playing hard. What do you guys think? Is the team still playing hard? I mean, maybe, but I think they would do that anyways. I don't think it's like you have to give Pierce credit for the team playing hard. But the announcer is saying to give Pierce another year. We'll see what happens, man. I mean, literally in 20 seconds, we're about to find out the future of this team. And shout out to Raider
Raiders
Rock.
Brethren, another disappointing season in the books. Who are we rooting for in the playoffs? Go Vikings for me. Bills for the IFC hometown team. Let's all try to convince ourselves it'll
Jim
be better next
Harbaugh.
year. Love you all.
And Raider Rock, appreciate you. Go Vikings. Bills. I do like Josh Allen. I do like Josh Allen. Yeah, Pierce. I'm trying to get a read on his body language at the very end of the game. But I think I'm rooting for the Bills, but I believe that unfortunately it's going to be Chiefs versus Lions and the Chiefs are going to win it. That's what I think will happen. I'm hoping the Bills win it. And for NFC, I'd like to see the Buccaneers do well. I mean, I like Baker Mayfield and what he's been doing this year. I also do like Russell Wilson, but I don't think it's going to work. I do think Russell Wilson will probably be one and done in the playoffs. Steelers, Chargers, Broncos, Ravens, Texans, Bills, and Chiefs. But I would like to see Russell Wilson do well, but I don't think it's going to happen. But here we go. Game's over. Season's over. And maybe next year things will change. And now we are just waiting because this came out immediately for Gerard Mayo. And wow. Are we going to find out right now? Wow, so Adam Schefter said earlier today he thinks Pierce is safe. We got to figure this out right now. All right, so I mean, okay, so maybe that's what's going to happen. I think they're just going to keep Antonio Pierce. We will be able to tell after the press conference, though, because remember, we still need the press conference. So we will be watching that press conference live here. Just because I do believe something crazy is going to happen. Let's see what's up. Okay. Press conference is about, they said it's not going to happen until 5:30? What? All right, maybe it'll start earlier. 5:30 is a little late for the presser, dude. Are you serious? How do you go to a full screen mode? All right. We'll see what's up. Oh no! All the Raiders fans told me that Harbaugh's lame because he's like a white guy who's like old, and he doesn't smoke cigars, and he says who's got it better than us, and so all the Raiders fans told me that Harbaugh was gonna suck because he says who's got it better than us, and he's like in his 60s, and he's kind of like nerdy. Well, he's a former QB. I don't really see how he could be nerdy as a former QB, but I don't know. All the Raiders fans, all these Raiders fans on my YouTube told me that Harbaugh is going to suck, and he's not a good coacher, and the Pierce culture is better. I also heard them say that about, I had people in my comments saying that about Russell Wilson too. Russell Wilson doesn't fit the culture that we're building with AP. And now I'm like, wow. The Raiders would be getting on their knees right now for somebody as good as Russell Wilson. Shh. Thong and everything. Don't make me bring up the thong, guys. I will show the thong video again. Rodgers looks like he's going to win his final game. I'm just waiting for the post, dude. And now we're finding out that the presser's going to take that long. There's no way it's going to take that long.
Jonathan Alardi, $5. If they want an honorable, they have to act now. Knee is in on him. Happy this season is over. Like watching a slow, painful death of a family pet. Thong.
Thong. Yes. Bring back the thong. Yeah, I wonder what Tedford would say now. Yeah, I think he's over it. A lot of, also like I think some people are interested in the election too. So I think this was a good year for people to check out, especially with the team not doing well. So I think all NFL people have been less interested this year just because of the election. And then when the team sucks, obviously you dip out quick. But hey, we will always have the thong video no matter what happens in the future. Raiders missed the playoffs, only win 4 games, 4-13, their worst record since 2018, the worst record in 7 years. Worse than under any season under Josh McDaniels, although McDaniels technically only had 1.5. And every other team in the division made the playoffs. The Chargers and the Broncos, and of course the lovely, lovely, lovely Chiefs are in the playoffs. And yeah, that's our life. And Mike Vrabel clearly looks like he's going to the Patriots, while Ben Johnson's clearly going to the Bears. And the Raiders, for some reason, Mark Davis is too big of a pussy to hire John Gruden. So that's not going to happen. So we basically have what? Either we're all in on Cliff Kingsbury, Brian Flores, Vance Joseph. Maybe we're going to try Ron Rivera or what's his name? Rex Ryan, some of the people that the Jets are interviewing. But those are our only choices. They're better.
Super
They're better
awesome
than what we have
just
now.
tipped
I mean, I believe
$10
it's better
Super
than
Chat.
Pierce.
It's Sizer
But
to
they're
make
not
it through
good
these tough
choices.
with your brother. Thank you for always
It's easy to make it through the
fun and
season with your
interesting.
brother. Thank you for
Thumbs
always
up.
making it fun. Appreciate you, super awesome you. Appreciate you, super awesome you. And it is fun doing these lives. I like doing them. Even though I could be using my time in a smart way, I just like doing the lives. Appreciate you. But they haven't bumped up the time. Let me refresh to see if they bumped up the time of the... Oh, presser's about to be on. Here we go. Here we go. We ready. We are ready. Appreciate you, Brad.
Partita,
Happy New
$8.
Year. Have one on me.
Happy New
Appreciate
Year.
you, Brad.
Have one on me.
Hell yeah, we'll have one. I need to get some grub. Yeah, I don't know about Ron Rivera, man. All right, let's... Oh, dude, did I click the wrong thing? What the heck, dude? I clicked something wrong. Don't worry, I'll fix it. All right, here we go. Appreciate you, Timberline. Sending some love. We thought we had a better year, but we had some good laughs along the way. It was fun joking around about this team. All of the huge mistakes all the time. And joking around about Antonio Pierce. And his potential thing he wears. But it starts with the T. I don't know if it's for sure, but
somewhere
he may.
out there is a coach we deserve
He
and
may
will
be
lead
doing
us to
it.
victory. Pirate flag. Just think.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows if there is a coach out there. And by the way, I have to keep this up because I want to see. I will be able to tell. I'm very confident in my body analysis. I will be able to tell instantly by his expression if he's hired or fired. I truly believe I could do this. But Barstow, appreciate you, Timberline, super awesome. You and Barstow Walker, of course. And you know what? Maybe we could appeal to a team because of the cap space still, and coach we deserve could come through. Oh, no eye contact. Originally,
It's just an ultimate compliment for this player because he's done all the dirty work, right? The crack blocks, the run blocking, reverses, throw the ball, whatever we ask him to do. And now he gets an opportunity to showcase himself as a premier or a legit number one receiver and put himself kind of in that category. Now, what I love about it is he didn't really talk about that, right? He wanted to win. He understood. We all knew it was there, and obviously we threw the ball to him. He made plays. But if you talk about a pro that's been consistent from the day he walked his building last year, it's been Jacoby Myers. And he's an ultimate team guy. He's an ultimate tough guy. He's an AP guy. He's a Raider. I'm glad he's on our team.
he's an AP guy.
Antonio, you faced the A lot of injuries and adversity this season. Obviously, didn't finish at the results you probably wanted, but do you feel like you deserve another opportunity to be the head coach of the Raiders?
No comment.
No comment. Wow.
Oh, you guys have a happy New Year?
Oh, that was awkward. So I'm trying to see if there's a tweet right now, because I am fully convinced he's going to be fired any moment right now. And when they originally asked him about, like, you know, have you been given a status update on your job? He says no comments, no yay or nay. And yeah, the reporters are kind of acting like it's already over, saying, hey, were there any like excuses with injuries? Did you ever have a full deck? And he's like, oh, I'm not going to litigate that. Talking about the future and all kinds of stuff. He just was backing off of all that. He seemed like he was holding back emotions, and it did not look like it was tears of joy. The dude seemed like he knows he's going to be fired, was just trying to hold it together and not talk about anything during the press conference. And he was trying to get in and out quick. And they let him get out quick, and I don't think they should have done that. But he did not sound like somebody who's confident they're going to be back, who wants to say a couple comments to the fans for closure on the rest of the season. You know, coaches tend to do that even if they end on an L at the end of the year. Some of these press conferences are a little bit lengthier. And I will say, Jack Del Rio, the famous press conference when he was fired right after the Raiders lost to the Chargers on New Year's Eve, that press conference where he's literally crying during the press conference, that was longer. That was longer than this one. I'm seeing if there's a... All right, so the Jets are about to win it. No post yet. No post yet at all. But I believe he is done. Done.
Jonathan Alardi, $2.
Now, is it fair? Is it the right thing? You know, I don't know. Davis, correct your mistake and rehire John motherfucking Gruden. Wait. Yeah. Get it done, Davis. He won't do it. I mean, I don't have any faith that Mark Davis will do it, so I don't know. Yeah, Pierce had no comment. Wow. Derek Carr told the Saints that he's very confident he'll be back. Did he do a press conference after the loss today? Did you guys see that? Did he? All right, if once somebody else talks, we'll turn our attention to them. We're going to stay on to make sure nothing too crazy happens. I don't recall Carr speaking to the media after the game.
Regroup.
Huh, that's a good idea to do. Maybe I should do multi-platform. How are they able to? It's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't see Carr talking to the media. Okay. Rex Ryan talking shit on Rodgers. Rodgers did good today. Rodgers looked good. Dude, everybody's saying that Pierce is crying in the car? No. Maybe it was tears of joy. Maybe he was overcome with the emotion knowing that they're running it back with AP, baby. All right. Yeah, I don't see anything. So Carr says he believes he's going to be back with the Saints. That's what I figured. That's actually big news and something that a lot of people aren't even going to listen to and believe because they want to just do, trade and draft speculation all day. But that is pretty big news for New Orleans. So no Carr Raiders reunion. That's done. If he's for sure going back to the New Orleans. Bo Nix makes the playoffs in his rookie year. That's not bad. Dude, Raiders fans turned on Antonio Pierce so fast. I was literally not allowed to say anything negative about the guy, or I was called racist. Like it was crazy. Like Raiders fans were so just like hardcore Pierce. Give him a shot. It's just his first year. You're just a hater if you like don't think he's gonna do well, or don't want him as coach. And now those same people are just like all about fire Antonio Pierce, all these things. So the vast majority, at least online, I kind of, because I do make Raiders content, I do know, what's popular with these different teams. And definitely in July, I have never received that many downvotes on certain things in my videos for Raiders content. Negative comments, losing subscribers, they all come back. But losing some subscribers, like when I would say anything about Pierce, it was insane. I'd never seen it like that. And I've been doing it for over 3 years, So it was really, people were very defensive about Antonio Pierce. Yeah, the bankruptcy filing. I made a video about that. Made people so upset. Literally was just repeating, the headlines of what's going on. Wow. But it happened. All right. So Rodgers wins. Talking to Mike McDaniel. Bring Rodgers to the Dolphins. That would be litty. And no, ain't no O'Connell yet. He hasn't hit the podium. Kind of intense. Not that many people are interested in this Raiders thing right now. The press conference doesn't even have that many views.
Antonio, you faced a lot of injuries and adversity this season. Obviously, didn't finish at the results you probably wanted, but do you feel like you deserve another opportunity to be the head coach of the Raiders?
Ooh, awkward. I'm going to say awkward. So I think he'll be back, right? I don't know, man. It's actually kind of up and down. We don't really know for sure. Dude, is it bright in California? It is dark where I'm at right now. Is it bright in Vegas in California right now? It is like dark night right now where I'm at. Pac Northwest is cool, man, but there is no sunlight. Oh, dude, no, but you know what? Broncos get to laugh it up.
The playoffs since 2015, and you're the first rookie quarterback to take them back there since John Elway. What does that mean to you? What does it mean to this team and this fan base?
Well, it means everything. We've worked really hard for this. Quite honestly.
You think AP is giving a goodbye speech?
Opening the season, nobody expected us to do this, but we didn't really listen to that. We just came out there and put a lot of games together, and we've lost a few tough ones, but we've also.
Bo Nix, man, people were hating on him too. I watched Oregon Ducks game, so I thought he was going to be good, but that was just my bias. You know what I mean? Saints are going to have the 9th pick. So do we know all the picks officially? Pick number 6, baby. Raiders got it. Should they trade up? They're above the Jets. There you go. Well, I don't think we're going to find out anything. I think if we find out something, it's going to happen tomorrow. If something happens with Pierce, I will go live instantly to do an instant reaction. And then obviously I'll be making some videos. I got some videos cooking up too. I hope you guys enjoyed the recent videos that we've been doing and haven't been uploading as often. But aside from this Will Levis video, which I actually think is a funny story and interesting, but I think Will Levis is not that popular or something. I don't know. But I think we've done a pretty good job. Not as frequently, but been doing. You took some time off for the holidays. But yeah, dude, we're coming back and start uploading more than ever, especially in the off season. So don't think anything's gonna happen. Trust me, dude. I want something to happen and to react to it all night. But I don't think anything's gonna happen right now. I think Gerard Mayo was the only one, and I'm very surprised that the Gerard Mayo thing even happened. All right, so peace out, guys, and I'll be doing some more lives, and I hope to see you on the next one.